Avocado's weight loss in the last 7 months is going to be the craziest thing you've ever seen. So in case you guys don't know who Avocado is, this was him when he first started making YouTube food videos. Right there at the top, he was probably about 160 pounds, and this was him 7 months ago, well over 400 pounds, doing mukbang videos, where he would literally eat so much food as he could just to make the YouTube video, and he would embrace how unhealthy it was. And after he hadn't posted on YouTube for over 7 months, this is the first video he drops on TikTok and YouTube, and he looks like he's back to 160 pounds. He's lost like 300 pounds over the past 7 months. This was the video he released a few hours ago saying 2 steps ahead, where he then goes back and does an insane eating challenge after showing everybody how much weight he lost. And people in the comments obviously were absolutely shocked. They thought all of his stuff was just pre-recorded and he had been losing weight forever. This man is so smart, and how did you do it? And I promise there are a lot of explanations on how he did it so quick in 7 months, but I can't talk about that here on TikTok, and I'll let you guys figure that out for yourself in the comments. Avocado.
He didn't lose all that weight in 7 months. That's cap. It was like 2 years or something, because ain't no way. That video was very old. That had to be like an old video from 7 months ago. He had been working on that. That's crazy though. He done definitely fooled everybody. He definitely done fooled me. Like, dang. I thought he was okay with that. Like, dang. When people was talking all crazy. Now look at him. Dang, that's crazy.
I just want to cry. I need ice cream.
Got your period, huh?
Alright, stay cautious. Don't get near my mom if you want to live for like a week. She's dangerous. Don't get in her danger zone. Alright, don't get near her. Don't touch her. She's magic. She go, watch out. See you.
I just want to cry. I need.
What? He said, watch out. Yo, that was funny. That was
ice
funny.
cream.
He said, yeah, your period, huh?
Got your period, huh?
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. Oh, this was funny. I saw this. It was funny.
Hi.
Do y'all see what kind of baby, like, she put, the other baby put out his arm, like, right next to the other baby, like, stop, don't go in, we don't know him. He started crying as well. Oh my God, that is funny.
You have a crush at school?
I don't.
Why are you hitting me then?
Cause you're irritating.
I'm irritating you. So then why are you always talking about him then?
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Ava talks about him sometimes. If I talk to him.
You just said that he smiles at you, and you smile at him. You have a crush?
No, I don't. I don't.
Why are you getting so abusive over
Stop
this?
recording.
I'm not recording.
Let me see.
No, my phone's off.
No, it's not.
That's it.
No, it's not.
I'm not recording, I'm just holding my phone talking to you. Oh,
No,
God.
it's not.
Do you like him?
No, I don't.
Tell me the truth.
I don't.
Okay.
Damn.
I don't know, I'm just looking. You have a crush at school?
That's every dad's fear, you know? But hey, everybody gotta grow up one day, you know? That's just how it is.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
wow. Oh my God. Put that
oh my
back
gosh.
down.
Oh, you want a chocolate girlfriend like you?
Oh yeah, I want some chocolate girl. A sexy chocolate girlfriend.
You want her to be skinny, or you want her to be thick, or you want her to be fat, or you want her, you know?
No, I want a skinny.
So you want her skinny.
Yeah, a skinny girlfriend.
What do you consider mommy? Do you consider mommy? What is mommy? Am I skinny?
Mama, you pretty.
Sit back. You ain't gotta go over and hug me and tell me that. Jace, what? I know you said I'm pretty, but what do you consider me to be? Am I skinny? Am I fat? What do you consider me?
You are getting fat, but I love you. I'm just saying you are getting a little fat.
Okay, so you don't want a girl my size.
What?
I'm just saying. I
love you. I'm just saying
No,
you
baby.
getting a little big or big or something. You getting like fat. You getting big like that. Yeah.
Or you want a chocolate girlfriend like you?
Yo, little kids would be so silly, man. I mean, they would tell the truth for real.
When I turn to a grown up, I don't want to be a fat grown up. I want to be a skinny grown up.
Do you know any fat grown ups?
It's not right, French, huh? When I turn to a grown up.
It's one right in front of me.
When I tell you to get in the bed, you cry for daddy?
Yep.
But why?
Because you birthday. What you ate today? What you ate? Huh?
I just finished eating dinner. Crawfish bisque.
Oh, that just stinks. It smells like it's poo. You should have pooed yesterday. That's what I smell. It smells like baby. It smells like you just ate baby things. That's why you ate babies. Babies.
When I tell you to get in the bed, you cry for daddy?
He said, ooh, that just stink. Oh my God. That is too funny, dog. Oh man, this is gonna be another one of those, y'all. For real.
Ways you were gonna end up alone.
Yeah.
It's okay, you can find someone, but you have to change your ways.
Shut the fuck up.
Ways you were gonna end up alone.
Yeah. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh man. Like, you always bringing up old.
It's okay, you can find someone, but you have to change your ways.
Shut the fuck up. He was
now y'all know Nick love the kids, and this one has been here before. Check him out.
Nancy,
He's backing
get
that
it
thing
out
up
your
with
mouth.
his teeth. Oh.
Get it.
Now y'all know Nick love the kids.
Are we eating this?
No, I'm gonna cook this. I'm gonna throw it in the garbage, and then we're gonna order a pizza.
Are we eating this?
It's hard being a dad, and you want to make good choices for your
Dad.
kids. What?
That is why God gave you me. And
Yeah.
that's why he gave you me and Isaac. That is why. So then we can have talks with you and make you good to the kids.
You're right. You do help me to be a better dad.
And that's why God brought us to be healed.
So I can be a better dad to all the kids?
Yes. That's why
Yeah.
he brought us here.
I believe this. I believe this. You have helped me to be a better dad. All right. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to try to take your thoughts. It's hard being a dad.
As I walked on by, she could see from my face that I was fucking high. As I walked on by, she could see from my...
Wow. He must play that song a lot, huh? Well, I didn't know that.
You wanna get out there? Dang, man. You gotta get it together, man. You straight? You wanna get out there?
Why is he not hoping the baby, bro? Hope her out. He's just watching.
What's your question? How do you charge these?
Nah, this is what I'm saying. Hold on. Hold on.
I don't feel like that shit. I'm asking you one simple question. And you gotta always grab your camera before you even answer somebody.
No, because you asking me, how do you charge them?
How do you charge this up? I can't find my AirPod. My sister let me.
No way. She think you gotta charge them headphones. That is too funny. I know some of y'all. I mean, at first I was like, dang, what type of headphones are these? But these are plugging into the, you know. That is funny though, dog. She said, well, how do you charge these?
Me use these. How do you?
What makes you think they dead? That's what I'm not understanding.
Because every time I put it in my ear, I'm not hearing nothing.
Show me.
Calendar and its schedule and the busyness, how busy it will be with Trump-related cases, it's pretty staggering.
My phone, even though it's a little bit of battery.
Okay, so do something. You not even doing nothing.
Look.
Talking about how do you charge? You ain't even try.
I'm trying now. Look, supposed to be music's gonna come on. Something.
Against the backdrop of a court of
Nothing.
Currently
Nothing.
Play the music.
I'm trying to tell you, it's dead.
It's not dead.
Oh, it's working now.
Exactly.
Today, nigga, you gonna drizzle the box. Then drizzle the paper. You put it in the box, right? You know what I'm saying? Now drizzle the fucking taco. Drizzle the other fucking taco. Close the box up. Drizzle that bitch. Sitting up in there looking crazy. Get your ass drizzled too. Yeah, bitch. Now take your ass home with this drizzle. Now when you wake up today, nigga, you gonna drizzle the box. Then
Yo, nah, he is overdoing it, bruh. That's crazy.
Straight up in the air. Could the bullet come back down and kill you? Well, when a bullet is fired this way, gravity will eventually stop it and pull it back down. And even though it isn't moving as fast as when it was first fired, it can still reach dangerous speeds. The chances might be low that it actually hits you, but if it does, it's likely to strike a vital area like your head. If you shot a gun
Nuh-uh, because a lot of people, they just be shooting their guns in the air. But that's crazy. That'd be sucked for like someone to like, you know. Tough.
Get him. This is your best bet. Do it again. I'm gonna get.
You don't have to have perfect pitch, just hum. Don't pass out though. You don't have to have perfect pitch, just hum.
Oh my goodness. He said, I tried my hardest. Oh my goodness, I can tell. God, that was crazy.
Hey boss, here's a sugar that says he wants to talk.
This is about the most Halloweenic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm gonna turn around and come back down so you can see all of this.
No, I'm gonna go on out here, but
Dang.
okay, well, get a picture.
They don't play about they Halloween, huh? They do not.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way.
Y'all really sitting here telling me that's not Derrick Rose. I can't stand y'all. That's D Rose, bro. That's D Rose. That's D Rose. I ain't even gonna bother him. He on the phone with somebody talking business. Y'all really sitting here telling me that's not Derrick Rose.
That's crazy. Derrick Rose really retired, yo. The GOAT.
Enjoy all the moments when they're little. Then they turn out like this. Enjoy all the moments when they're little.
Hey, Bronson. It's so like Cookie through them cars.
Earth is labeled Mission Impossible. Or Planet Tiamat is labeled Mission Impossible.
by a lot of different races, a lot of different beings, bro. So when you come down here, there's like an 80% chance, 80-90% chance you gonna forget what the fuck you came to do. Real shit. They know that. They know there's like a 90, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, bro. We on Mission Impossible. You gotta have a certain level of wisdom or dark matter energy levels or kundalini energy levels just to sit here and listen to me. Everybody can't listen to stuff like this. Earth is labeled Mission Impossible.
If you're gonna walk around, go Savon. Yo, fat self, big back. You already eating? Get out the refrigerator. He gonna stick his whole head in there. If you're gonna walk around, go Savon.
God, my boy, he's still looking for more food. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what? Save me a trip over there. I need to get the chicken drumsticks too.
We don't go get your own.
What color is this one?
Mustard.
Oh yeah, that match my walls at the house.
Okay, you play.
No, this one match my wall. This one match my walls. This one match my walls at the house, right? Is this the strawberry and cream?
Huh?
Strawberries and cream?
Yeah.
They got more of these over there?
A bunch. They have a whole 20 cup for $3.28.
Okay, grab some more on your way out if you don't mind.
You play too much. I'm gonna let you keep though. Just because. Okay.
Ooh, that's the last one.
Hey, I have my hand on that.
It's the last one. You got to be quicker than that. I'm just playing with you. You sure?
I don't like them.
Okay. You know what? Save me a trip over there. I need to get the chicken drumsticks too.
Ew, what's going on, man? You know, I was looking on my timeline and I see all the pit bulls and the British bulldogs and everything else, you know what I'm saying? But they looking like kittens out there, joint, man. I just want y'all to see what a real dog's supposed to look like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't got too much play in him, you know. You just give him the word and it's like, calm down, baby. Calm down. Hey. We got it. You know, ain't a lot of play in them. You know what I'm saying? It's that Mexican blood, that El Chapo shit. You know what I'm talking about? Man, relax, man. We good. Ew.
The Mexican boy is crazy. El Chapo. He said El Chapo. What?
I fucking bed.
Oh,
Hey! Hey! I fucking bed.
Say I am 2 months.
He 3 months, girl.
Say I am 3 months.
Okay, let him talk. Oh my God,
them
Bam!
babies be talking. Them babies do be talking.
Bam! Oh my God.
Say hey, Val. Hey, Val.
Do the 3 months again.
Hey, Val. Hey, Quentin. Say hey, Quentin. Hey, Quentin. Val.
Oh my God, he's doing. Mommy made my baby die.
Why?
Because she put it in the oven and then cooked it.
Oh, please. That's not nice to cook the baby.
And it died. Mommy made my baby die.
Why?
Officials say salt water is causing electric vehicles to catch fire. Pinellas County near Tampa shared this video today. It did not say when and where it was taken, but it urged residents who evacuated to contact them so the fire department can check on their cars.
Water and the ion batteries do not mix, and they literally explode.
And they did across the city of Tampa.
You heard horns honking all in the distance because the cars were shorting out.
Andrew Eleanor heard an explosion while hunkering down on Davis Island.
The lithium battery It got inundated and then blew up.
And this was the aftermath, a charred electric vehicle surrounded by debris after the water rushed in. It wasn't the only fire. This one was along Blanca Street. Except in this case, Tampa's mayor says a fire likely started by an electric car spread to the home. It was gutted by morning, nothing left. A similar story in Seminole Heights. Tampa firefighters worked for hours to put this one out. Neighbors say water got in the garage with an electric car inside and a fire broke out. While it's unclear if the car was to blame, this serves as a warning for other owners.
If you have any equipment, any scooters, any bikes, electronic bikes, electrical vehicles that have been submerged in salt water, please do not try to power that on.
Officials say
at this point, it make you not even want to like get an electrical car, even though you think it's convenient, you're saving money. You know, I wouldn't even get that, man. You know, it's not safe. Honestly, I don't think it's safe.
You get butterscotch.
All the bad stuff in an aluminium can.
We're just going to put this can into this really dangerous hydrochloric acid, which is why we've got the gloves on and the glasses. And this is really important because it's going to show us about chemicals. Sometimes they're hidden and you can't actually see them. And we're going to leave
the acid dissolves the aluminium, leaving behind a nasty surprise.
What the? It's like jelly.
It's
a jelly can.
Is this all the bad stuff in an aluminium can?
Yeah. So that is really the chemicals and the plasticizer that's actually inside the can. That's what this is. So that's to stop the contents eroding the tin can. So every time you're going to take a sip of a drink, you're likely to get some of the chemicals from the inside of a can.
And we see this in all cans, soft drink cans,
every
beer
single
cans.
can.
Wow.
So what does that mean for the health of our sperm?
So it means that these chemicals that you're going to actually drink can actually get inside your body, and either that chemical or its breakdown products will travel to your testes and actually affect and negatively affect the development of your sperm and their function.
My poor boys. All right, glass bottles for me. While further...
If he has no plate on, he's riding dirty.
Hold on. Try to get up on it. Hoonigan?
Hoonigan, yeah, that's
not
that's his plate.
Sports car.
I was stop on the way. First place plate Henry, Ocean, Fort George, Adam, Nora. B getting on eastbound 94 here. Okay. 411 traffic. Northbound at 6.
Oh, he's just fucking with us now.
Northbound 6.
You heard the cop. Oh, he's just going with us now. Ain't no catching them, man. Ain't no catching them.
In 8 days, you went from, you took your husband from, he's going to be on medication for the rest of his life.
Yes.
To not needing the medication at all.
April 17th was his last day taking medication.
And he has not taken the medication?
Has not touched it.
How did you do this, right? How did you heal him?
With God's food, literally.
In 8 days.
God's food. That's how quickly. See, we discount the power of God's food. 3 principles. Eat the food God called food. Eat it as close to its original state as possible. Like eat the orange versus drinking the orange juice, right?
Right.
Eat God's whole food. Like eat the whole cauliflower versus the cauliflower rice. Okay. The broccoli shouldn't be mushy. Okay. The cabbage shouldn't be mushy. Collard greens shouldn't be mushy, right? There's no nutritional value when it's like that. So eat it as close to its original state as possible. Yeah. As close to its original state as have a little crunch to it, right? Carrots shouldn't be mushy, right? That's where the nutrients are, right? And then the third principle is do not allow any food to become your God, which means no addictions. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, right?
Right.
Like that's what it is.
It's time to take control of your health. Come with me to discover the basic principles that will empower
Shabazz, trying to tell the people, the viewers out there, that man was created through the mind. How can man be created through the mind when the mind is not here yet?
Where is the mind?
That's what I'm looking for.
The mind has always been. There ain't never been a time when the mind was not. How else do you have anything?
What is your definition of the mind? What do you mean when you say the mind?
The mind is all. The mind is all.
Yeah.
The mind is all there is. All of this is the mind. And you're acting it out. That very idea that you had, and before you had it, your father had it. And your father produced you. So where did you come from?
Why is he stopping?
Surely you can't tell me you came from the woman, because you only rested there 9 months. And then you got put out into the world. But before you got in her, where were you? Someplace where you wasn't seen or heard. Just like your ideas was not seen or heard till you made them known.
What's the best? Trying to tell the people.
He didn't really broke it down for real.
I feel lost.
Human aspects.
What do you mean?
Like the universe, don't
This is some typical nigga shit. When I say I'm on the way, I'm still in the bed. If I say I'm 40 minutes away, like an hour and a half. Keep it a bang. Like an hour and a half. If I say I'm 30 minutes away, 40 minutes. 15 minutes away, 25. And if I say I'm 5 minutes away, that means I'm 8. And if I say 10, that means I'm 15 minutes away. In other words, motherfucker, I'm gonna get there. Goddamn, don't call me and ask me when I'm fucking gonna be there. I say I'm gonna be there, then. Leave me the fuck alone. This is some typical.
Nah, that's real though. That is real. Because we will show up late. For real.
Studies have shown that the more meat and animal food that people eat, their fertility tends to go down, and also their virility, their ability to perform in the bedroom is that much less.
I'm in my late 50s and I don't have any problems with functioning.
I'm 51 years old now. I like when I hear that and I know that, but I don't have to take any blue pills or yellow pills. I don't have to take any pills to be John Southey.
Look, what if I told you every celebrity you've ever known, from musicians to actors to politicians, isn't real? They're all characters. Hollywood is way more advanced than they let on. We're not just talking about makeup or CGI. We're talking about full-blown identity fabrication on a scale that would blow your mind. Every celebrity is just a role played by an elite group of actors using crazy advanced Hollywood techniques. I mean, think about it. Makeup artists, voice coaches, body doubles, deepfakes. Hollywood's had this tech for decades. They can make anyone look like anyone. What you think is a celebrity's natural appearance, it's a costume. They're trained to play roles, not just in movies, but in life. This whole thing is to control us, man. Celebrities influence how we think, what we wear, what we care about. They're there to sell ideas, lifestyles, keep us distracted from real problems. And when their character expires, whether through scandal, old age, or even deletes, those actors just take on a new role. Some of the biggest names today could have been playing different characters for decades. You ever notice how when one big pop star fades out of the spotlight, another one who looks suspiciously similar pops up? Like, where did that person come from? They're always just there. What if they didn't fade away? They just switched characters. Some of the biggest celebrity deletes in... Look, what if I told you every celebrity you've ever known?
I mean, it's possible, man. The type of stuff they got going on in Hollywood is just get wicked. Yeah. He felt that in his heart. Oh my
I've ever noticed that this nigga James Harden just don't act like a basketball player. And then not too far from him, it's just I'm talking about at least 3 more feet. There you go, little baby, right there. These 2 niggas is besties. I've ever noticed that this nigga James Harden just don't act like a basketball player. I know y'all tired of eating that bullshit from up the street. Come to Jamaica real quick so we can show you how we do this meat. You see all that stain and cane we put up in there?
What if water?
High five. Detroit, so y'all gonna keep acting.
Wait a minute, this is a big one. Chocolate regenerates stem cells?
All chocolate has some cacao in it, except for white chocolate. Cacao actually comes from a plant. Studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Men who are in their 60s with heart disease just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month.
Yeah.
And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. There was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
No.
So I live in a little.
When someone takes control,
I know
these clips it takes.
So this woman has been feeding a squirrel outside her house for like the last week or so, and then she gets home and there's a cookie on the ledge. Look at how she got the cookie.
Wow.
The squirrel that she has been feeding brought her a cookie, I guess as a thank you.
That's dope.
Put it there. That's pretty cool.
Shout out to the squirrel for doing that.
I didn't know squirrels, I know they're smart,
Right.
but I guess they have compassion. Is that what it is? No, they're grateful.
Grateful.
And the fact that the squirrel can even carry that cookie, where did it get the cookie?
Yeah, what did
And then somehow
did he go in like a store and take it like Ratatouille? Oh man, that remind me of like some Ratatouille type of stuff. That's cool though.
How to enter a meditative state instantly.
Inhale for 13 seconds, exhale for 13 seconds. Inhale for 8 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. In for 5, out for 5. In for 3, out for 3. In for 2, out for 2. In for 1, out for 1. Hold. This breathing cadence creates a phi ratio vortex and it will instantly center you.
How to enter a meditative state.
Better be careful going to Publix, Aldi's, and Walmarts. 2 people got unalive and 34 people got infected with Listeria. I think I said that shit right. And they said this shit is linked to deli meat. And this not just in one state. They said multiple people got sick across a dozen states, with all but 1 being hospitalized and 2 being unalived. 1 in Illinois and the other is in New Jersey. Now this shit got me worried because you know I'm in Illinois and I be going to Walmart to get my food. So this shit got me worried a little bit, man. Motherfuckers do be saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't be getting your food from Walmart. But I'm like, they be giving you the best deals and that shit low-key be hidden. That shit be tasting good as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. Better be careful going to Publix, Aldi's, and Walmarts. 2 people got unalive and 34 people got infected.
Walmart is the go-to spot sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. For real. I got a watermelon out of that one time. I didn't think it was gonna be good. I mean, it didn't have no seeds, so I know it ain't the real deal. But the watermelon was pretty good. For it to be from Walmart, shoot, that was a good watermelon.
Story time. She never even knew her shirt had a hole. Lot of style.
Story time. This was the moment the lad would propose to the girl. No. Story time. The man came to the bus stop every day to pick up hot chicks.
Story time. Little did she know the mysterious figure creeping up behind her. Story time. Here she comes, the queen, able to kill men with a single stare.
You better watch out, honey.
Story time. She never even knew her shirt had a hole.
She said you better watch out.
With our crash out of the day, we have this Brooklyn man who refuses to get his truck towed. He decides he's going to take matters into his own hands. It's New York, so you know there's mad angles. Everybody got their phone out because bruh's crashing out. He wilding. He said, nah, repo man. And that's why if you a repo man, you got to be able to fight because this is liable to happen at every moment. Now he deboed you for your truck, about to take his own truck, and I guess tow it to safety. At least that's how he played it out in his head. That's not what's going to happen because my boy can't drive the tow truck for nothing. There's destruction of one vehicle. Buddy, you are going to prison most likely after this because he's not done. He hits every vehicle in the lineup.
Oh my
And
goodness.
to make matters worse,
Watch
this.
Goodness.
He hit the
need
right.
to get out of that truck ASAP.
Son lose his own truck. I defeated the whole entire purpose of his mission. And I know he just keep on driving for a minute because he's like, oh shit, now I'm in a stolen vehicle. I just lost my truck.
Right.
And this is all on camera and other people's cameras. Oh yeah, I'm cooked. At this point in time, you made a felonious decision. You said, I got this. You ain't have it though. But let me tell you, for crash out of the day, I appreciate you. I know the judge, court system, not going to treat you well. But here for crash out of the day, you win the award. Good shit, my brother. They don't make them like you no more. And the fact that you lost your own whip, wow, impeccable. Without
Impeccable. Yo, that is crazy. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That was
Do I really power my off-grid house primarily on water? I sure do. Let me show you exactly how I do it. These videos get millions of views when I post them, and so I'm always happy to share more information. Power generation for my house starts at my micro dam. This is where water is diverted from the creek into a pipe down to the powerhouse, which is going to produce all the power I need. Once it's all cleaned out, all I have to do is lower that gate, and that's going to start the flow of water down the pipe. Once water is flowing, I do like to take some time to make sure that everything is going well up at the dam before I move on to the next step. The water into the pipe needs to be completely free of any debris that's going to impact the turbine. After the water is diverted into the pipe, it goes into a secondary separation chamber. The purpose of this is to catch any debris that may have made it past the initial screening process. This is the clean out for that chamber, and all I'm doing right now is letting any debris that may be in there flow out of the system and into the river. Time to close it up and move on to the next step. Down at the powerhouse now, just getting all the air out of that line before I start flow onto the turbine. Once I'm happy with how everything is looking, it's time to start producing power. I open up this butterfly valve and start water flow onto the turbine. With water freely flowing through the housing, I lift up this deflector arm, which is going to start producing power. This is the discharge back into the river. You can see we're sitting at about 130 PSI. Now it's time to flip all my breakers and go enjoy a nice hot shower. Like and follow for more. Do I really power my off-grid house primarily on water?
What's going on out here on this field? Hold on. Got it. Oh, spin around. Hold on. Stop, bitch. Move. Fuck is you talking about? Hold on, nigga, don't touch me. Move. Watch out. What's going on out here on this field?
Biggest mistake I ever made as a parent, in my opinion, was
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
Why did they destroy all the bells after World War II?
Hey, brother, hey!
The biggest secret?
This flooding in North Carolina.
Ooh, I swear to everything holy, if I see one more...
I'm only skipping it because some of these clips is already played in my other video. If you want to see them, just go watch the other video because we already played them clips.
Whiny ass post about your feelings being hurt that a company was successful in a capitalist society and sold their shit for $1.2 billion because you're afraid your Siete chips are gonna have a seed oil. Pumpkin avocado oil ain't healthy. The Siete chips are not fucking good for your fat ass. I can't believe the self-centered, self-focused obsessiveness that you're, oh my God, Pepsi! $1.2 billion. How about you be happy for a small business owner that fucking made it? Unbelievable. I mean, y'all need some vagus nerve stimulation. Why are you this attached to chips anyway? Ooh. I swear.
She seemed like one of them grandmas, like she that make you laugh all the time, and she'd keep it real, for real.
energy harvesting. Like the Matrix. Right. After people they're drained of that positive energy that they have. It's because it's being ciphered out of them by evil spirits. And the positive energy we have comes from heaven because we're in the same race as the gods. Because of their lack of sentence. The parasites are literally demons. Literally.
Indeed.
When you think, are we going into the parasites are definitely demons thing? Let's do it. They can do things a supercomputer can't do. Mice, and make mice sexually attracted to the smell of cat urine. Yeah. And so they'll go near where the cats are and get eaten.
Wait, what? Yes. No, Carden, this is a thing. You have parasitic mind control in animals. Like, there are animals that are, like, infected by parasites that control their behavior in order to get that parasite to be able to continue reproducing.
But then takes over its body post-mortem?
Yes.
Yep. Well, does it control it before it rots or what?
You can see, like, zombie cicadas that are, like, falling apart. Their bodies aren't even really together, but this parasite takes over their nerve pathways and still makes them move around. They're missing half their bodies.
And the parasites infected an entire herd of deer at once. Right? Well, they're getting the deer to do all the exact same thing at once. So they go into their minds and they mind control them. And it's almost like they have this weird, like, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, where all the parasites are interacting with each other through the minds of these other animals at once. And getting them to perform like a team. It's really weird. But then when these deer are dead. Wow, look at that, bro. This is like legit. Hold on a second. I'm going to put some on the screen so people can see. Deer literally just running, ba-doom, 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 and boom! Jumping straight off.
Being controlled by parasites.
The bridge. That is absolutely gnarly. Oh, you see one deer just got taken out? Yeah, they just jump into traffic and stuff.
Rough. These parasites are able to influence the nerves of these animals. And so the idea behind that is like, okay, maybe these parasites are related to demons in the way that, like, you look at these old records about demons being able to, like, influence your thoughts and get you to do things that you wouldn't normally be doing. It's because these parasites are influencing you.
This is 100% facts. These parasitic organisms are very synonymous to demons. They're very intelligent and their objective is to actually control you. In order to kill parasites, you need 3 ingredients: sweet wormwood, black walnut, as well as whole cloves. These 3 ingredients not only kill the parasites, but also eradicates their eggs. I also have it available in a fast-acting tincture form. This is also composed of sweet wormwood, black walnut, as well as whole cloves. I do have the parasite cleanse available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. The most common brain parasite is referred to as sister psychosis. The way it works is the parasites actually make entry through your colon and then they travel through your neural network. You have to remember that your brain, your heart, as well as your nervous system is connected via neural networks by neurons, all right? So what these parasites do is once they get in your colon, they eventually start multiplying. They start reproducing and things of that nature. They're very sentient and intelligent. From there, they travel all the way through your neural network to make it to your heart as well as your brain. This is why it's so difficult to give up food that you know you shouldn't be consuming. Parasites are also responsible for intrusive thoughts. If you ever had a very diabolic or dark thought out of nowhere, 9 times out of 10 it's a parasitic organism that's actually creating that thought pattern. A lot of demonic possession that individuals actually go through is parasites, all right? You have to remember these malevolent forces attack us on a macro level as well as the micro level. The macro level is the high level, okay, as far as the cosmic level, the planetary level. And the micro level is the microscopic, the protons, the electrons, the neutrons. They attack us on a high, big level as well as the very small microscopic level. This is all for the purpose of preventing your ascension process and controlling your thought pattern. This is how they create so many NPCs, all right, by inducing the hive mind through parasitic organisms. After cleansing yourself of all parasitic organisms, I highly recommend utilization of chlorophyll as a natural binder, all right? You need something to bind to those deceased parasites in order to carry them out of your body, and chlorophyll is the best. Particularly spirulina as well as chlorella for its chelating properties, all right? Chelation is basically the science of expelling toxic metals such as lead, cadmium, and mercury. All right. So when you utilize chlorophyll, you're not only removing the deceased parasitic organisms, but you're also removing any toxic metals from your body as well. This is why I prefer chlorophyll over charcoal, activated charcoal. Okay. I prefer utilization of chlorophyll because it has mycelium, which is a fat substance that's found in chlorophyll that wraps around unwanted materials and expels them from the body. It also simultaneously ensures that you're alkaline as opposed to acidic. The chlorophyll that I carry on Holistic Remedies for Ascension is very potent. It's 7,000 milligrams. It's equivalent to 1 cup of broccoli, 4 cups of green beans, 3/4 cup of kale, etc. All right, and again, chlorophyll is the substance found that's responsible for giving plants their green pigment. Okay, anything under a 7 is considered acidic. Anything over a 7 is considered alkaline. Consistent consumption of chlorophyll will ensure that you're alkaline. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation.
Yo, man, that is crazy, man. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have parasites in them too, so I'm pretty sure people be having like this type of stuff happen to them. You have intrusive thoughts, like dark intrusive thoughts, or just, you know, consuming foods that you don't supposed to be consuming. You know you don't supposed to be doing it, but you know you're doing it because of the parasites. So I think like it's really best to be even like look into this type of stuff, and, you know, get these remedies and holistic remedies for it. That dog greedy.
Squirrel has faked its own death and then even staged a crime scene. All right, so in a clip that's gone viral, the rodent knocks over a broom. When it fails to land in a convincing position, the squirrel has a bit of a rethink, a forward roll, so it ends up under the broom. It's pretty convincing for a devastating murder scene. And hang on, final story. The squirrel ending up with arms displayed and the murder weapon across its chest.
He really laid out like he was dead. Oh my god, nah, bro, that squirrel is an actor, bro. No way.
Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. Tell them about the freak off. Tell them the truth. Tell these people the truth. Oh, shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck about none of these kids. Do y'all see a fucking picture in his house of a fucking kid? He don't care about these kids. All he care about is drinking alcohol, fucking these hoes. That's what you care about. So let's go. I'ma Diddy bop the fuck up out of here. You and your freak off. You can get back to your freak off in a minute. You'll be next. You'll be next. Tell them about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy.
I just don't understand how people eat stuff like this. For real. Why he really do look like Michael Jackson when he was younger? That's crazy. Mr. Beast reveals he has 15 YouTube videos filmed that he'll publish after he dies to keep his channel alive. That's kind of weird. I don't know, man. Like, why is he even mentioning that? Like he's about to pass away or something. It's kind of weird.
Is that her face in a
But I get it, you know.
foot spa? This is a foot spa, and this is how you go from feet like this to this. Meet Victoria, who went to a fish spa, which is when these fish eat the dead skin off of you because they're starved and they have nothing else to eat. Problem is that you can clean the water in the tank, but you can't clean the actual fish in between clients, so they transmit infection from one person to another. And so Victoria contracted a bone-eating infection and lost one toe and then the other. And then the poor thing lost all of her toes. And now, despite cases like this, people are still sticking their heads into fish tanks. Her face in a foot spa.
Nah, it's not. That's not even. Just go get in the shower and eat healthy and get in the sun. You ain't gotta do all that.
First-hand witness account experience.
I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible. First-hand witness account.
I don't know why mainstream news and social media is not covering this more, but Hurricane Helene devastated certain parts of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Some of your friends, family, and faves that live in those areas are not okay. Some people are still currently without power, without clean water, without a way to contact their relatives and their family to let them know they're okay, without food. People can't even get to the foods because the roads are destroyed, y'all. Hurricane Helene hit the part of Georgia where I live hard, and I was left without power, hot water, and cell phone service for 4 days. My land is flooded in certain areas. My crops are destroyed. My tents were pushed over and self-sustained water damage. There's trees down everywhere. My neighbors had trees fall on their houses and their garages. Kids and families died just a few minutes away from me. Me and my family are safe, and the devastation that we face is nowhere compared to the devastation that is currently going on right now in North Carolina, specifically parts of Western North Carolina and Asheville and surrounding cities. These cities were underwater. There were houses floating away in the street. People lost their homes. People lost their businesses. People lost everything. I don't know why mainstream.
Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying that hurricane was modified and all that. So maybe this was like a modified hurricane or something. But that's sad, man. It's always sad hearing people go through stuff like that.
I woke up to a group of kids trying to jump a homeless man. The homeless guy said the kids were picking on him for no reason, and the kids said he swung on a 14-year-old. Who really knows what's going on? All I know is I made $810 today while living in my car by door dashing and posting on social media. Last night I slept in the hotel parking lot, went to Planet Fitness to shower. Then I got my oil changed at Walmart and I ended up spending $45. It's day 138 saving for a tiny home. First thing I do in the morning is take down all my window covers and get my car drivable. Time to start door dashing. If the customer cancels your order in the middle of you delivering it, then you can eat it. So I ate that McDonald's there and then I kept door dashing. The goal every day when door dashing is to make $500 within 12 hours, but today I made $350. Still great profit. For social media, YouTube paid me $227, Kick paid $76, TikTok paid $64, Facebook paid $30, and Instagram paid $63. I spent $93 on an oil change and gas. Today's profit is $717. The new total saved on day 138 is $54,496. Follow me to save money. I woke up to a
Standing here looking out my window.
I done walked in this bitch Parmesan goops.
So I need me a rich auntie.
I want strawberry cinnamon waffles. I want strawberry cinnamon waffles, baby. Yeah. I want strawberry cinnamon waffles. I want strawberry cinnamon.
We spend $54 million a year on hair. $54 million a year on hair. We spend $152 million a year on perfume. We spend $700 million a year. This is just black people. $700 million a year on liquid soap. We are clean while living dirty. So you smell good, your hair looks good, your nails are good, you got brand new church clothes, and you got all of that with no insurance. You got all of that with no stocks. You got all of that with no investment portfolio, but you smell good. We just keep buying a bunch of crap. We spend $54 million.
Serious ethical issues are being raised after it emerged that US and Chinese scientists have implanted human cells into monkey embryos. For practical ethics, I asked her if we should see the embryos as human at all.
Monkey chimera.
This is exactly what scientists. They integrated human cells into the embryos of a macaque monkey. In simple terms, they created embryos that were part monkey and part human. What happened next? The embryos were grown in the open in a laboratory for 20 days. About it. We still don't fully know what the drawbacks or benefits of creating a human-monkey hybrid could be, but
serious ethical issues are being
for athletes or anyone sporting a toothless grin. It's a Canadian invention that not only plugs the gaps, but fills the holes with brand new pearly whites. CTV's Deborah Shirey explains.
Miller getting some time in excellent spot, and Ryan Smith is down and hurt.
It was a jaw-dropping shot as Edmonton Oiler Ryan Smith takes a puck to the face, and yes, those are his teeth.
As quickly as possible for you.
It's too late for Smith's smile, but researchers at the University of Alberta could have a cure for future toothless hockey grins. An ultrasound device that regrows human teeth. Tariq Albiali was researching jaw growth in rabbits.
Accidentally, when I applied the ultrasound, I found the lower incisor grow.
Albiali is the first to try the treatment on humans. After 20 minutes a day, new teeth started to grow in a month.
With this device, we'll get these roots together, held them together.
For athletes or anyone sporting
Guess that really work, huh? They won't never give us that, dog. They won't.
5 sentences that will make you rethink your life. 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we started this experiment off by the grace of God. I had prayed to him. I said I wanted to make a gerbil pillar. So we went to our favorite laboratory and we got the splicing. 5 months later, there that motherfucker go. Look at it. That bitch cute, ain't it? I throw this bitch on your back while you sleep. Say something else. In your worst nightmare, motherfucker, it's gonna come the fuck true. Booga. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this experiment off by the grace of God. I had prayed to him. I said I wanted to make a gerbil pillar. So we went to our favorite laboratory and we got the splice.
Only give your attention to things that resonates with you. Don't pay attention to anything that does not resonate with you. That feeling that you get when something resonates with you is fulfillment. Your soul is feeding, and your soul can only feed upon energies that are on the same frequency as your soul. So when you only pay attention to things that you resonate with, you only pay attention to things that bring your soul fulfillment. This is how you raise your vibration. And what you focus on the most is the thing that you attract the most in your life. So if you only focus on things that fulfill you spiritually, you will only attract things that bring you spiritual fulfillment. There is no right and there is no wrong. Remove that concept out of your head, because that is what is preventing you from moving to the next level. The day that you decide to no longer participate in duality, which causes you to be affected by the pendulum that swings back and forth from right to left, from right to wrong, from good to bad, from happy to sad, and you disassociate from that reality. You only surround yourself with things that are fulfilling, and you will create a constant flow.
Burning sage and...
If you can remember using any of these, you are officially unk. If you had to blow the game cartridge or put it in front of a fan because it was too hot in order for it to work, you are officially unk. If you used to wait till the teacher turned their head so you could turn one of these games on, you're officially unk.
You got me.
If this ancient prehistoric device was the first phone that you acquired, it's a good chance that you're unk. If you remember flat screens being this damn big, I have some news for you. You're probably unk. If you remember cigarette ashtrays being attached to the back seat, you might just be Jurassic Park verified, you ancient dinosaur. If you ever paid for a $10 haircut, you might just start seeing black and white. Because it's a good chance that you're unk. Yep, just let it sink in and marinate. You're definitely unkified. Now all the unks, let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Shut up, I don't want to hear it. You're definitely unk. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Now if you don't...
Nah, that's rude though. You got older now. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Those monkeys took the whole page.
Bonito con la música. ¡Arriba!
Does nobody else see the problem with this ChatGPT update?
If you want to chop it up about something, just let me know.
You trying to chop, you said chop it up?
What you want to chop it up about?
Shit, I'm chilling. What you got going on?
Just chilling. What's good?
Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
That's a tough one, but most folks say Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Wait, stop. I need you to scale up the Ebonics, like, to the max.
I bet. Let's max it out. What's good?
Now, what's the worst that can happen? It's already bad enough that AI knows pretty much everything about us, but now we're giving it a personality along with direct access to our culture. And if this is only the first generation of this new update, imagine how advanced this is going to be in the future. Pretty soon you're going to have real AI humans. This is outrageous to me. But the good news is you can use the power of AI to make money every single day passively. This is literally money I made sleeping, driving, doing everything but working. There's no doubt that AI is becoming way more advanced, y'all. So you might as well program it to make you money while you're chilling. And all you need is your iPhone. So if you want to get ahead, just comment the word Discord and I'll send you an invite to my community. Share this video and
Yo, have y'all seen the people that's talking to like celebrities and stuff too? Like this AI stuff is getting crazy, and it sounds just like the celebrity too. Crazy.
So me for sit on and deal with a boy or a man what have little body, and that you try to tell me?
Kashima, it boiled down to this. If you're...
I just got access.
ChatGPT just...
Did Drake set you up?
Nah, Drake didn't set me up.
So someone asked AI, how are reptilians able to shapeshift and keep a human body figure? And they gave us this, y'all. Now you can't see the words and shit, right? But you can see how illustrated it could be, right? It could be. People, I zoomed in a little bit. Look at this. Look, y'all, look at the details that it give you, though. This is how I think that they be knowing. I mean, it's artificial intelligence, right? It's supposed to know everything, or it's supposed to know most of the shit, right? So look at that. Bro, they literally gave like hands. What's that, like the something? Hey, bro. So I really been wondering, like, these AI photos, are they just made up photos, or are they pulling it out of an archive or something and adding its own little touch to it? And it's, oh, it's AI. Like, what if this is a real thing? Listen, we're always seeing pictures like this, yo. You know what I mean? It's just always a what if, you feel me? Just open your mind up a little bit, yo. Because this could literally be truth in plain sight. Oh, AI. How would you know what's AI or not?
Yeah, I mean, AI is just taken from what already exists, though. So I don't know if that's really real. We don't really know how they work, or even if it's even reptilians that's really controlling this system. It could be time travelers, you know. There gotta be somebody that's really like don't like this planet, you know. Well, they want the resources from this planet, and they just found this place, and they just, you know, they just want to keep destroying it and keep enslaving the people on this planet. Whoever it is, they gotta go. That's all I gotta say. They gotta get off this planet for sure. And their time is coming for sure. The reptilian time travel, whatever it is, we gonna catch up to it eventually.
Brothers,
what is this?
He's dragging his legs.
That's
He's
crazy.
dragging his legs.
What happened? Did he get hit by a car? Oh my goodness. Okay.
brothers, whoa, hold on. 9 feet? Australia got a whole different map context. Map DLC update.
I ain't never seen no kangaroo.
Whoa, that shit look like it needs to be.
Like that. That's crazy.
I don't know what's going on with North Carolina and FEMA right now, but look at what Elon just said. He said SpaceX engineers are trying to deliver Starlink terminals and supplies to devastated areas in North Carolina right now, and FEMA is both failing to help and won't let others help. They just took this video down a few hours ago where you can see the level of devastation. Roads, houses, electricity, water supply, and ground internet connections completely destroyed. FEMA wouldn't let them land to deliver critical supplies. My blood is boiling. And the Secretary of Transportation responded to one of his other tweets saying, "No one is shutting down the airspace. If you're having a problem, give me a call." And Elon said, "It's literally happening right now. I'm gonna follow you. DM me a number to call." I don't know what the heck is happening, but this is wild and I hope it gets figured out.
How much are these platinum bars?
Hi, Pearl. You don't have to raise your voice.
You pay you!
I can give you half.
You pay no, bitch!
Hey, don't talk to me like that, okay?
I'm tired of this crap.
Look, I thought I was clear in my email that I needed a couple weeks.
I worked too hard.
Can I just get 2 more weeks?
I want my money.
You need to relax.
You're an asshole.
I
want my money, bitch.
Hey, don't call me bitch. I'm a grown man.
Bitch.
God, you're mean. Don't make fun of me crying.
You be a bit fit.
I'm not doing so good, Pearl.
I put you on the street.
Pearl, I'm gonna pay you. I'm working 3 jobs right now. I'm working nights. I'm driving a cab. I'm inside with my buddy right now, just going over my resume.
I'm gonna snack you.
Okay, you know what? You need to relax.
I got my money!
Look, why do you need your money so fast? Come on.
I need to get my drink on.
You scare me.
I need to get my drink on. Nah, bro. That's crazy. This baby is really saying that. Is that baby really? It sounds like, yeah, it looked like she was really saying that stuff. Yeah.
That big stop sign right there, big red one. We can't forget that.
Corey,
We can't.
I know
We
you gonna
can't.
try and use that. That's
Keep
why
going.
you slammed on that goddamn brake like that. Stop fucking playing with me.
Stop that.
Of Oklahoma. Now the video went viral all over social media yesterday, 24 hours ago. No one knows what this creature is. Everyone's saying that it's a very humongous creature, at least 8 to 9 feet tall. Other people in the local area have claimed to seen this creature. The cameraman actually recording this used his cell phone to record Bigfoot before the creature looked his way, and then the guy said he started running out of fear from the animal. But this is the footage he got before he started running away from Bigfoot of Oklahoma.
A man can think he has his woman on lock while lying next to her every night, but her mind is elsewhere. And it's not like she didn't try. She gave her all in the relationship and was very patient with you. She communicated what she wasn't happy about, and you refused to work on it. She was sticking around because of that little bit of hope that you might change and do better.
I think it's about time that we call Will Smith and his partner to come bump with these roaches from outer space. Somebody recorded this dinosaur of an insect. Oh yeah, and it flies. Two things come to mind when I see this diabolical creature. Either a grasshopper that snuck in some steroids, or a praying mantis that only eat protein powder. Gotta make a whole new classification for this bug and call it an insect bird, cause there's no way that Jimmy the Cricket should be the size of a bird. Like, look at the size of the box and look at the size of the insect. Some people trying to say this a grasshopper, water bug, roach, praying mantis. I done seen all them before. I know what happened. They done resurrected one of their motherfucking ancestors and it escaped from Jurassic Park. T-Rex ass bug. Y'all let me know. Do y'all know what type of bug this is? What y'all think about it in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned.
What was that? Was that a grasshopper? A giant grasshopper? What was that, y'all? That is crazy.
How would this impact
No way.
human beings, these fake suns?
It throws off your circadian rhythm. You're not supposed to be in these lights that much. It puts you in a state of fight or flight. You don't know when it's dark time out. And that's the reason why when the sun goes down, you're supposed to unplug your Wi-Fi and cut off all your lights and light a candle light, because a red candle light gives off natural red lighting. Or you need to buy these near infrared red light spectrum glass. I have something called a spectrometer that measure these things. And you can put these glasses on and it will trick your body into basically thinking it's dark again. Think about it. Once the sun goes down, all the light's supposed to go off. You have something called the circadian rhythm or biological clock. Well, we in all this artificial light. So it's 9 o'clock. Even though the sun went down, you got every light on in your house. Your body is not going to produce what you will not, because the body produces melatonin during the day and it releases it at night. It produces serotonin during the night and it releases it during the day. Serotonin is your blue light spectrum. Melatonin is your red light spectrum. The only way that your pineal gland can actually release melatonin if it hits this darkness or this near infrared light hits the skin. Then it's telling you your body is going to the biological clocks in your eyes is going to sense these red lights. It's going to this darkness is going to refeed back to your brain mechanism. It's going to tell the nervous system to start powering down the cells for you can go into something called theta state. Then from theta state, this melatonin puts you in something called delta state. Delta state is a deep sleep. But if you sleep with the TV on or if you sleep with lights on, you can never reach delta state. Well, the only way to go to a state of autophagy, and autophagy kicks in between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. That's when autophagy sets in. Auto just means self, and then phagy means eating. This is when the leukocytes, or what you'll call the white bloodstream, or what they call the immune system, I'm gonna call it the lymphatic defense system, they initiate and then they leave from what you will call the lymph nodes of the body, and they go out into the tissues and they start breaking down cells. They start engulfing other different types of cytotoxins, and they start basically pleomorphosizing themselves, and they eat and engulf the cells, break them down, and then in the morning time, when serotonin kicks in, they go to rest. It takes them back to the lymph nodes, it disintegrates them and break them down by what you would call macrophages or microphages, and then you urinate these things out when you get up. That's the reason why when most people go to sleep the correct way, the first thing they do when they wake up is they go do what? They pee poop. To get rid of all of the toxins that you detoxified the night before when you were asleep. Well, guess what put you in that state? Red light. Guess what stopped that state? When you think it's morning time. Well, guess what reflect the morning light? Blue light. You see that blue light kicks on serotonin. Yeah, exactly.
That's why the cell phone throws
That's
you off.
why the cell phone throw you off. Blue light. It's 3 in the morning and you surfing the web. Oh, the sun is out. Serotonin kicking on. Well, serotonin is, so melatonin makes you mellow. Serotonin makes you serious. So melatonin, mellow, serotonin, serious. So blue light makes you serious. That's hunger. Now you hungry. That's, oh, I'm thirsty. Now you want to drink. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's mean I need to get up and go to work. So now you got this stress inside of your system when you're supposed to be relieving yourself from this stress to go into a relaxation state for you can restore or rest. And you can't, look, your liver kicks on at 3 a.m. When your liver kicks on at 3 a.m., when you have melatonin correctly within the system, what happens is your liver produces something called glutathione. Glutathione is your detoxification chemistry. That's what detoxifies your liver. Your liver is one of the most important organs in your body because it's the chemical factor of your body. If your liver can't detoxify itself and the hepatic ducts can't open up and release bile, you can't break down fats, you can't create cholesterol, pregnenolone, progesterone, testosterone. Then you wonder why your testosterone levels are low. That's because you ain't even dealing with the sun and the light right.
Wow.
How would this impact human?
That you really don't know how much stuff is really impacting you until you really do your research and stuff, for real. That's crazy, dude. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more stuff to it too.
Look at this motherfucking fourth dimensional tesseract. Oh man, what it look like in the third dimension. This right here reminds me of all the multiverse shit you can think of, and why we might be going through different dimensions all the time in CERN and everything. You see how everything just keep going and going and going and going and going, dog? This explains deja vu to me, time jumping to me, fucking your dreams, all of that shit. Just by this right here. And this shit looks beautiful as a motherfucker. You got to see some real cool shit. That's a big fact. Look at that shit right there. Beautiful as a motherfucker. A tesseract, fourth dimension, 3-dimensional. It looked fucking crazy. I'm trying to tell you, this is what we be going through. This is our life right here. Built together over and over. You see all the movies with the cube and all that shit? All this cube shit all around the world? Look at that shit. That's what I think of when I see that shit, dog. Now I told you this shit is super cool, super motherfucking dope, dog. Super motherfucking dope. I want to see this.
This is why you need to stop waking.
That is crazy though. That is like a multi-dimensional. That's literally us, bro. We probably can't see it all the time, but that's what we really be. That's what we really look like. I feel like too.
Bacon. And when you smoke first thing in the morning, you are ruining your day. Your brain looks at weed as a reward. Every time you're high, your brain releases more dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that's responsible for pleasure, fun. When you smoke first thing in the morning, you are using up all those chemicals. So now throughout the day, you're not going to have fun unless you smoke. That's why a lot of y'all can't do nothing without getting high. You're setting your brain for high standards of dopamine. So if anything goes below those standards, you have to get high again. Since you do this shit every single day, your brain is now low on these chemicals. So now you can't even experience life as good as it should be. That's why a lot of y'all are so unimpressed by everything. You're always just bored all the time. The more that you go without smoking, it's the more that your dopamine resets. The more unstimulated your brain is the better ideas you get, the more creative you are, the more euphoric you are. Those chemicals regenerate naturally to where you can be happy for no reason. When you do things throughout the day, when you work out, when you accomplish hard things and get stuff done, that's when you're supposed to smoke, because you're rewarding your brain for putting it through so much unstimulation. So now when you get high, you can actually enjoy yourself. Everything is more fun, more stimulating. Your brain is not reliant on it no more, and you can finally eat and sleep without smoking. So I'm not saying give it up for good. I'm saying stop doing it first thing in the morning and wait until you actually deserve it. You will feel better about yourself, get more things done, and actually enjoy the high 10 times more. But I love y'all. This is why you need to stop.
I think that's the best way to do stuff though. Like, get all the stuff out of the way that you need to get out the way, that you know you need to get out the way, and then reward yourself with like something at the end of the day, you know. So I think that's the best way to do it, you know, because you get all the hard stuff, all the stuff that you know that you need to get done out the way, and you ain't gotta worry about it or think about it. You can just go relax and do whatever you gotta do, you know, you want to do. Wow. Wow, that's a smart cat. That's crazy. Like, what? And then he gonna put his head down and just waiting for an answer. Dang, dog. Cats is, man. Cats is, they different. They gotta be like human. They too intelligent.
What message do you have to the young students about ending gun and gang violence?
Really, I have a message to all the older people actually.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's gonna take more than just a bunch of like anti-violence protests and peace stuff to stop. Cause I mean, you gotta realize this stuff coming from abandoned neighborhoods that's been neglected for years. They ain't just kids; they parents was acting up the same way. It's just worse because people were becoming less educated about it. So I feel like it started with the older people, for sure.
Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate it. You heard it first.
I'm going to share with you the secret to losing weight, the key thing that you're probably missing. So what you're going to do is when your stomach is completely empty, and like say you haven't eaten all day, or it's first thing in the morning when you haven't eaten yet, what you eat first on an empty stomach is the most important factor in how you will lose weight and how fast you will lose weight. What you want to eat is pure lean protein. When your stomach is empty, the first thing you want to put in there is protein or vegetables, protein and vegetables, either one. Do not eat sugar first, don't eat carbs first. That is the absolute worst thing. So start your day with some form of protein, and always when you're hungry and when your stomach is empty, eat some sort of vegetable or lean protein. Try it out and I promise you will see a difference.
There's a man on TikTok warning people to evacuate California. This is his page, Dre WXDA Prophet. Now, the reason he's doing that, he's saying, is because of San Andreas. He claims that God told him 4 months ago that San Andreas will destroy California. And it's funny, synchronicity is a motherfucker. I did a video about 3 months ago explaining how San Andreas is about to show itself. And the reason that is because there hasn't been any types of earthquakes in California for quite some time. So what does that entail? That is the building, the compounding of pressure. I did a highly scientific, detailed video on why I think this is, the type of fault line it is, everything. You can go back on my page and watch. But this man is going around saying, you need to evacuate California. You need to survive San Andreas. And I believe him. I really do. I feel like shit's about to pop off. Also, remember the Hollywood movie they made on San Andreas, which is predictive programming if you don't know which agency runs Hollywood. And Forbes also gave us this Waterworld map. Also, look this up. There has been random cracks in the ground, cement popping up all over California. Also, you guys remember the guy who made that video in Wyoming where all these fault lines were popping up randomly, and then all his videos were taken off the internet, and he is now missing still to this day? I'm probably just fear-mongering here, and nothing's gonna happen. But I believe this man. If you're in Cali, I would get the fuck out. evacuate California. And it's funny, Cosmic Man makes a prediction on Revelations and pointing to that area. No coincidence or synchronicity. Peace to God.
How many of y'all live in California? And then, do y'all really be seeing cracks and stuff like that? Like, honestly, I think California gonna get it. Because it's Hollywood out there, right? Hollywood is out there. Yeah. California gonna get it. For sure.
Word on the street is that now there's giant cracks that's popping up all over California. As y'all can see by this video that's behind me. And another crack that just appeared on the side of a mountain or a ridge of some sort. The real question is, why is there giant cracks that simultaneously just popping up all over the world? And why is it all happening at the same time? The US is experiencing the same thing, such as Utah. But we still missing the question of why is there giant cracks that's all over Los Angeles? And some people are speculating that this could be a side effect of a massive earthquake that's brewing. And we all know how unstable the San Andreas fault line is, right? Maybe it's starting to make sense. This move, yeah, who remembers the San Andreas? They're talking about they got cracks in Utah, Los Angeles, and some more shit. This all adds up to this movie. But you know, it could just be me tripping again. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these giant cracks popping up all over Los Angeles in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And remember, if y'all want to saw how to blow up on social media and turn y'all social media into an ATM money machine, print y'all money, comment down below.
Yeah. Can't even talk. California definitely gonna get it. For sure. Ain't no. That's gonna happen.
You are currently watching footage of the first look at Neo. This is a robot created by 1X Technologies that will be implemented into homes starting this year for R&D purposes. And Neo will do just about anything around the house. It will help you with the dishwasher, clean, carry things, even make you a fresh cup of coffee. I mean, I never thought the day would actually come, but wow.
Now we really get to that point, y'all. You know they about to start rolling these joints out. For real. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him or this little robot come deliver your DoorDash orders. Eventually, you know.
Words are spells. So in this video, I'm going to give you the original meaning of the word fall and let you know why you need to stop saying, I fell in love or I'm falling in love. Check this out. So here's the original meaning of fall. To drop from a height, fail, decay, die. So every time you say, I fell in love with somebody or I'm falling in love, you're actually saying, I'm decaying. So stop saying that. And that's why they call the season fall, because things are dying. Yeah. Hey guys, as I always say, don't believe everything I say. Do your own research. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
Yep. Was it rise in love? That's, yeah. Rise in love.
We live and we live.
Yeah.
Back again with another one on Mail Road. We right here again with another one.
Most people are unaware that parasitic organisms are purposely being placed in processed foods, all right? Like your snacks, your Doritos, your chips, your cookies. They're purposely placing parasitic organisms in this processed food. This is actually done so the parasitic organisms can attach to your digestive tract and then begin to make you crave those processed foods even more and more. These parasites are manufactured. And when they actually attach to your digestive system, they increase in size.
Wait. Did he say they increase in size? Ah, nah. That's crazy. Like, imagine how many parasites we really got in our body, y'all. Sick. Look at that.
This is why it's important we go through a full parasite cleanse in order to take back control of our bodies. These parasites are the reason you crave foods that you know you shouldn't consume. They're responsible for many health complications as well as intrusive thoughts. Now, the best way to kill parasites and their eggs is by the use of 3 actual ingredients, which is sweet wormwood, black walnut, as well as whole cloves. I carry the capsule form as well as the tincture formula. Sweet wormwood, black walnut, and cloves not only kill the parasites, but they also eradicate their eggs, their larvae as well. After going through a parasite cleanse, I recommend utilization of chlorophyll, all right, as a natural binder. Chlorophyll is composed of mycelium, which is a fat substance that actually wraps around unwanted materials and expels them from the body, all right? So after utilization of a parasite cleanse of sweet wormwood, black walnut, and cloves, then at that point you want to utilize chlorophyll to actually remove any excess parasites that may be remaining in your system. It's very important that you are refraining from all processed foods. All right, you want to ensure that your body remains at a 7.5, which means that you're alkaline. You either are alkaline or you're acidic. Anything under a 7.5 is actually considered acidic. All right, and things like processed foods are actually very acidic, and you want to stay away from them. These are the necessary steps we must take for light code integration. Parasites tend to take residence in the solar plexus chakra region, all right? And this makes it very difficult to actually achieve a Kundalini awakening because your energy is being usurped. This is one of the reasons why you're feeling lethargic upon rising, why it's hard for you to actually think and focus and get things done. It's because your nutrients are being usurped by parasitic entities based on your diet and the food that you're consuming. Now is the time to consume foods rich in 302. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to change your eating habits overnight. But once you start to begin to learn that you're being poisoned and that these things that you're putting in your body are actually having a detriment to you, then it's easier to actually make wiser decisions and choices. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical.
Now tell me how in the fuck they done found a Homer Simpson fucking toy looking toy.
No way that's real. That's real. What is that?
Object thing in fucking Egypt. Huh? Matt Groening, you got some explaining to do. Motherfucking Matt Groening got some explaining to do. See, I wasn't believing in this shit at first about the Homer Simpson Egyptian artifact, but then I remembered the Marge Simpson shit. This is crazy. As a motherfucker. Who the fuck is this? I want to see the real Homer Simpson now. Y'all gonna have to find that motherfucker. That shit is crazy as fuck, dog. Big facts. Now, I told y'all, I thought this shit was a game, but I don't know more, because then I remembered the Marge Simpson shit. Look at this Marge Simpson shit, dog. Whole ass Marge Simpson artifact found in Egypt, too. They was worshiping this motherfucker. Matt Groening, you got some explaining to do, dog. How the fuck they got a Homer Simpson and a Marge Simpson? Y'all got Bart, Lisa, and Maggie out this motherfucker too? Sideshow Bob, the motherfucking, you know, the mouse show? What else y'all got? What else the fuck y'all got from the Simpsons? We talking about time travel. Them motherfuckers definitely are. They been here for a long time. Thousands of year old hieroglyphics and figurines of the Simpsons and shit. This is a crazy motherfucking world, dog. Peace.
I'm starting to think these Simpsons people is like, they gotta be, they definitely time travel. There's no way. How? Like, how? Come on, man. Get out of here, dude. Did they really? If they really did, man, that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
I got the original Bugs Bunny for sale right now for $700. I got the original Bugs Bunny on sale.
This video of Ice Spice is going viral, and it's a video of her during prayer. But just pay very close attention to what she does with her hands when they're done praying.
Hands, hold hands. Lord, thank you so much for bringing this amazing group together right now with this amazing stream and our amazing teams, Lord. We are all from the same place, and we are all trying to get to the same place, which is the top. And we all want to experience different things in our lives, Chad. So thank you so much for bringing all of us together. And I pray that you allow us to grow on other people, on each other. And I pray that you allow us to reach any measures in this life. And you just watch over us daily. You bless us. You allow us to bless other people with our work and our amazing craft. And you help us enjoy this night. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. This video of Ice Spice is going viral.
If y'all didn't know, they got bases all in the water and everything. But see, the bases in the water are a little bit different. Because the bases in the water, that's where the grays mainly live. I don't think a lot of people knew that, but the bases in the water, The Greys mainly live out there. The bases that's under the ground is where the reptilians mostly live. But the Greys mostly live in the water. That's why there's a lot of ancient aliens or History Channel episodes coming out about USOs, unidentified submerged object. They call them USOs or whatever, unidentified submerged object.
If y'all be connected to these public Wi-Fis, I'm finna show y'all how a hacker can hack all your phone, get all your data just off of you connecting to the Wi-Fi.
I'm not gonna hack your Wi-Fi, but I'll give you a little example of what I could do. Instead of me mirroring your network, I just created a bunch of fake networks. So all of these networks here, they probably appear to be legitimate, right?
Yeah.
But they're not.
These are all fake networks?
They're all powered by me. So as soon as you connect to any of those, I have your password, I have anything in between. So that's one thing, that's just Wi-Fi.
Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is y'all still connecting y'all phone to public Wi-Fi? Or was Buddy just yapping? And remember, if y'all want to learn a hack on how to make y'all phone print y'all money from social media, comment down below ATM and I'm gonna
Oh my goodness. Mark Zuckerberg just dropped this, and this is gonna shake things up. He admitted that in 2021, the Biden-Harris administration and the White House pressured him for months to monitor and censor COVID-related content, even humor and satire. He said that the government's pressure was wrong. He regrets that he was not outspoken about it, and he continued to say that he will push back if something like this happens again. He also noted and talked about the contributions he made in the last election, and he said he will not be playing a role in that again. Oh my goodness.
Y'all excuse my little call. I'm not gonna say it. But
Nikocado avocados. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Science is like one of the coolest things we got. Cause we can't see oxygen. We can't see a bunch of gases. But we know that it comes from trees. How? I wonder what made them quit exploring the ocean. Wonder what they seen down there. Every sentence created is just a remix of the dictionary. And if you go even more in depth, every word created is just a remix of the alphabet. When you rub two fingers together, which finger are you feeling? Just think about it. Imagine if evolution was real. Why do we still have the things we evolved from? They didn't get the update? Like, they're just stuck? When you get on the topic of how we got here, like, came to existence, both of them they just sound wild. Like, could you imagine? Nothing blew up and made everything. But then could you imagine one man created everything? That's not crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Science is like one of the coolest things we got.
It's never crazy. Dang. The one with the finger rubbing, what fingers you really feeling? That's interesting. Wow. That's both. But I don't know. Oh.
Hey. TV stations switch to color television.
Through your presence here today, you are contributing to another broadcasting milestone. The cameras you see before you are color cameras. They are now transmitting a black and white picture. By pressing this button, which I now do, the cameras are transmitting a live color picture.
Für das deutsche Fernsehen.
The colour! It's leaking through the window!
A filthy thing all over my new carpet!
Look, it's filling the room! How are we going to breathe?
Quick out for the Wollongong air! I'll try and hold it down! Please!
Hey, look at me! I'm in colour! Come on in, it's lovely!
I can't hold it on very long. Here it goes, Arthur! Oh,
What a beautiful room.
That's crazy. You really went for that.
Et voici la couleur. Au jour fixé et à l'heure.
TV stations switch to color television.
I don't care what anybody says, this is some extraterrestrial activities. This is a hair, by the way, but this is an Apple motherboard underneath a microscope. Bro, let's just take a second to really analyze what we're looking at here. We're already hella zoomed in, but bro, he just keeps zooming in. And look at how detailed and just perfectly designed this all is. You're telling me you think humans are really capable of doing this, bro? If you really think about it and really analyze how all this looks, bro, this literally looks like cities and maps. Like this, tell me this don't look like a whole entire city, bro. This looks like a whole entire civilization. And it just keeps getting, like, it's more and more zoomed in, bro. Look, it keeps going. Like, you cannot tell me a human makes this, bro. You cannot tell me humans made Bluetooth. You cannot tell me humans made all this technology. You cannot tell me humans making 5G towers. Come on, bro. Humans did not invent Bluetooth. I'm not hearing it, bro. The ability to literally hear videos and sound and all this throughout thin air. Come on, bro. It's not real. It's not real. And this motherboard, you literally don't know human is getting that detailed on a microscopic atomic level, bro. It's just not possible. This is literally God's work. This is like some angel. This is like some extraterrestrial creation. I'm not hearing it, bro. No one can change my mind about that. And if you agree, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube, JJDTM, and follow me on Twitch, JJDTM233.
That is a whole nother universe right there in itself. Like, that is crazy.
10 years of somebody eating Beyond Meat, who knows what types of cancers and illnesses that can cause. You know, if you ate it down, next thing you know, you're going to get commercials. If you were a loved one, be eating the Beyond and Impossible Meat and have a foot growing out your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 10 years of somebody eating Beyond Meat, who knows what types of cancers and illnesses that can cause. You know, if you ate
for some of us to wake up. In order for some of us to wake up, we need a wake-up call.
That's a dope story right there.
We have 67,000, at minimum, 67,000 thoughts every day. 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day for those people who are overthinkers. Do we do 90,000 things a day? Of course not. So most of our experiences are happening here, all right? So because of that, now that we've activated this, put this online, and let this whole consciousness know I am here as divine. I have affirmed myself. Now let's wake up the spirit. How do I do that? I wake up the spirit with meditation and prayer. I wake up the spirit by meditation and prayer. And I tell people all the time, meditation is you listening to the divine consciousness or God to receive downloads. Prayer is you speaking to your divine self. We have 67,000, at minimum, 67,000 thoughts.
Was watermelon originally yellow? So that's the information I came across. That was very interesting for me as well, because I thought that, you know, watermelon was just red and that the yellow one was like a derivative of the red. But according to the information I came across on the internet, I haven't done any deeper studies on it because I didn't really care that much, right? But I did come across information where they're saying that the original watermelon is yellow. We get the red varieties that comes after that. I don't know how true it is because I never looked into it that deeply, so I'm not gonna say it's true or not, but that's what I did come across. On a certain level of observation, I guess it's not that far-fetched because most fruits actually are yellow. Bananas are yellow, oranges are yellow, papayas are yellow, pineapple is yellow. You see what I'm saying? Mangoes are yellow. So a lot of fruits are actually yellow. So it's not far-fetched to believe that it could be a potential or it could be possible that the original watermelon was actually yellow. Get what I'm saying? Just by looking at the, you know, the correspondence in that sense. Right. So I don't know for sure, but yeah. Was watermelon originally yellow? So
Nikola Tesla taught his students that the powers of the 3, 6s, 9s were the extraordinary set. That water, that lava-heated steam, is the breath of the earth. It carries with it that sacred frequency. He photographed it. You see a 360-degree circle with 36 points in a star, uniquely made by 528. We're living in a hydrated atmosphere. Water is a liquid crystal superconductor of sound and light. The words are just sounds. Sounds are electromagnetic frequencies. What's that? Again, simple mathematics. There's 9 notes that creates everything in the universe. The third note in that sequence is 528. The miracle note of the universe is 528 hertz frequency. There's a lot of counterintelligence propagandists trying to suppress this. They're advancing that 432 is the real deal, not 528. That's a lot of hogwash.
You just listened to Dr. Leonard Horowitz. He often mentions that we live in an atmosphere highly saturated with water. It's around us constantly as we speak. It's worth noting that the ocean, which we perceive as a state of matter, is also inherently composed of water. Additionally, water possesses extraordinary characteristics such as being a liquid crystal superconductor of both sound and light.
You are a digital, bioholographic precipitation, crystallization, miraculous manifestation of divine frequency vibrations coming out of water. The entire universe, all space is full of water.
Dr. Leonard Horowitz is exploring a deep and intriguing idea that ties together ancient writings, the nature of the cosmos, and the powerful language of music and sounds. He starts by referring to the story of creation from the Bible's Genesis and highlighting the simultaneous existence of the Creator and water at the very beginning. Horowitz sees the moment when the Holy Spirit moves across the water as a pivotal interaction where sounds, words, are seen as electromagnetic frequencies that play a crucial role in bringing about creation. This idea is further illustrated by comparing the divine command, "Let there be light," which resulted in the creation of the sun, to the natural phenomenon of sonoluminescence, where dolphins produce light by manipulating water bubbles with sound. This comparison is used to underline his belief that sound, or more broadly music, is a foundational force in the universe. Expanding on this concept, Horowitz introduces the idea of the perfect circle of sound, a collection of 9 essential creative frequencies he believes are at the heart of the universe's structure and existence. He emphasizes the importance of the 528 Hz frequency, which he connects to the ancient solfeggio musical scale traditionally comprising 6 notes. Now expanded to 9 frequencies, this complete circle is seen as crucial for the universe's creation and ongoing existence. Horowitz's narrative merges elements of spirituality, scientific inquiry, and musical theory, suggesting a unified and resonant understanding of the universe and our interconnectedness with it through the fundamental and universal medium of sound and music.
But the first notes were not do, re, mi, but ut, re, mi. Mi stands for miragistorum in Latin, or miracles in English. So the miracle note of the universe is love. The miracle note of the universe is 528 Hz frequency, and it's the heart of everything.
Dr. Leonard Horowitz is explaining that there is something special about the greenish-yellow color we often see in nature. This color isn't just randomly chosen by nature, it's actually very important to life. It's the same color at the center of a rainbow and is closely connected to sounds and vibrations, showing there's a deep harmony in the world that goes beyond just what we can see. This special color is chosen by nature for chlorophyll, which is what plants use to turn sunlight into the energy they need to live. What's interesting is that the main part of chlorophyll is very similar to hemoglobin, which is what carries oxygen in our blood. The big difference is that chlorophyll has magnesium, where hemoglobin has iron. This similarity shows a deep connection between the life processes of plants and humans, highlighting how everything in nature is linked. The discussion then moves to how sounds and their frequencies are crucial in creating everything, especially pointing out how they can form hydrogen. Hydrogen is essential in making water, which is vital for life. This idea expands to show that the whole universe is influenced by the movement of electrons, a concept known as piezoelectricity. This means that everything that moves or changes, from the smallest blink to the biggest cosmic event, is driven by electrons. Looking at the world this way, we see how colors, sounds, and the movements of tiny particles like electrons are all connected, creating the world and life as we know it. It shows us a universe where everything is linked together by the basic forces and elements, making every part of existence deeply intertwined.
And so water is donating those electrons, and the sun is beaming those electrons in both sound and light. The rainbow reflects that. At the heart of the rainbow is 528 Hertz, and what's taking place is that chlorophyll molecule, which is receiving that love, literally vibrating it crystallography-wise, bioholographically into the structure that's selected by all of nature to be the principal energy-carrying pigment and transforming pigment, to transform the love of the sun into the oxygen that we breathe.
The word aloha.
Nikola Tesla taught his students that the powers of
If you understand this one thing, you are going to get your manifestation, realizing that the 3D is not happening in real time. Scandalous. This will help you, okay? Let's go sciencey for a hot minute. So the sun that you feel on your back when you go outside, I believe it's like 7 minutes is the delay. The stars that you see in the sky, dead. Speed of sound, speed of light, not instant, okay? Me talking to you here on TikTok, I'm a bunch of ones and zeros. Even when I go on live, it is not happening instantly. My hand moving, it takes time for the signal from my brain to go towards my hand. Nothing is happening in real time. The 3D algorithm is delayed. So find comfort in that. So if you're experiencing something that you don't like, okay, cool. If this is delayed and I'm experiencing something that I don't like, then that means that this is a manifestation of old self. So I get to chill, I get to relax and know that as long as I stick to my manifestation game and keep returning to my new self and my decision, embodying the new state, then this out here will change and who I am being, this new version of me, will get pushed out. It's not happening in real time. If you understand this,
I want to speak on it. Yeah, that is crazy though. Like how the third dimension, like it's really delayed. That's why you can see what you want up here, but you live in front of you. It's not there right now, you know. But that's the beauty of it, man. Like that's the beauty of it, you know. Eventually, it will get there to the third dimension. You just gotta be patient. Gotta be patient with things. It sucks, but that's just how things is. Especially in this third dimension.
And that sound and that feeling, that is the frequency and vibrations. What the old world used so predominantly. And the true reason behind all the bells that magically disappeared, or they tell us it was for ammunition for the wars. But many truths get lost in the fog of war. The healing and uplifting properties of bells have been used for generations. But it goes deeper than that, moving us from the true nature of this realm, making us all that much easier to control.
Look into the eyes of another being. You see another being looking out at you. Are you in there? I'm in here. Far out. How did you get into that one? And you see another being just like you, but packaged differently. And you see the body and the personality and the astrology all as packaging, as veils. And you look right through. That's why we call eyes are the windows of the soul. You look through and you see another awareness. Call it a soul if you want, doesn't matter. Another awareness just like you, unique, separate, different, on a different trip, because you can see how the packaging defines the trip. From the soul's point of view, look into the eyes of another being.
This is by far my favorite story. I've said that like 8 times. This is Nancy Rhines. She was hit by a car while riding a bike and had a near-death experience that completely flipped her worldview. Her consciousness split. One part of her stayed in her body and the other part was watching peacefully from about 50 feet away and explaining that this was okay, it was meant to happen. In the hospital while under anesthesia, she was surprised to find herself waking up in a meadow. She thought she must be dead. That she wondered why she wasn't in hell because her Catholic upbringing said atheists went to hell. A voice from all around her answered, "This is your home. You're a part of this and you belong here." Then a woman approached her and told her that she was going to teach her some things that were going to help her on Earth. She did not want to go back, but the woman told her she had already agreed to. In front of her, the woman showed a scene of her before coming to Earth agreeing to all these experiences. The woman showed Nancy that she knew she was likely going to lose touch with any sort of spirituality and that she was going to have about 3 shots to reconnect to it, and the third was the accident. Then she was taken to a place where souls who have left Earth come to decompress and reflect on their lives. lives, and they did it in an environment that was comfortable for them. So for her, it was like nature with mountains and rivers. But eventually she was forcefully shoved back into her body. She was screaming, "Where are my friends?" when she got back. The nurses thought she meant her friends in the waiting room. Follow and repost because I'm going to make a lot more of them. Thank you. This is by far my favorite story. I've said that like 8 times.
I think religion, Christianity has played a part, a serious role in giving us this inferiority complex. As I don't remember who was the speaker who said, I mean, if the slave and the slave master is worshiping the same God, whose prayers get answered? A couple months ago I had to go to a funeral in Port Antonio. And I will go to a funeral, not for the funeral, but to support the family, somebody who is very close to me. Because I don't really take part in it, but to show myself there and let them know that I do care about them. And I looked in the church and I had not been in a church for so long that I couldn't believe when I stepped in there and all these black folks in there and this big white Jesus. I mean, it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing that we're still at this stage where we're still really believing that stuff. It's unbelievable.
I've been doing this long enough to tell you that nobody changes until they change their energy.
Right.
And when you change your energy, you change your life. It's the way it is. So when you stop using your enemy to reaffirm your addiction to hatred, when you stop using your best friend to reaffirm your addiction to suffering, when you stop using your Facebook to reaffirm your addiction to insecurity, when you stop that whole process and you start going inward and you're no longer relying on those outer things to create those emotions and you start creating those inner emotional states, you start changing your energy. Now, whatever is no longer a vibrational match between you and that past, present reality is going to fall away.
Right.
They're just going to spiral out because you're no longer putting your attention on them. In other words, the stronger the emotion you feel with some problem in your life, the more you give it your attention. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. You're giving your power away, your life force, your energy to heal to that person or that problem. Lower the volumes of that emotion, you take your attention off that person, you're calling energy back to you. And you're building your own electromagnetic field. We've seen the evidence of that in many events because when people start overcoming themselves, the first day, not always, but the energy of the room will drop. Why? Because they're drawing from the field to build their own field. Now when they build their own field the next day and the fields start interfering with the people next to them, whoop, the energy in the room just keeps going up, right? So now, there's no longer a vibrational match between you and your coworker, you and your job, you and your boss. Be prepared. Because that old known thing is going to fall away because you're no longer emotionally and energetically connected to it.
Right.
So then when you get in that state, it's not a time to try to put it back together. Because at the same time these things are unraveling and they're moving towards chaos, and chaos is just unpredictable order.
Right.
It's novelty, the newness of an experience that you can't predict is chaos. If you apply the formula, and all potentials in the quantum field exist as electromagnetic potentials. They are possibilities. So now you're going to combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, the thought being the electrical charge, the feeling being the magnetic charge. You begin to open your heart. It begins to produce that broad field. You lay the thought of a new future into there. Now you're changing your energy. When they begin to synchronize coherently, your brain and heart, you got a strong Wi-Fi signal. Because now you're putting out a very laser coherent signal.
Right.
When there's a synchronization between your energy and that potential that exists in the future, but it really exists in the present moment because that's where they exist in the quantum. Now you start to see synchronicities in your life because you're synchronized to a future, and they come as
how about
opportunities.
that?
Wow, that was
Oh.
kind of cool. And those are breadcrumbs from the field, like keep going, keep going. You're on to something.
Yeah.
So the problem is that people, they do it and then they get up and then they react in traffic, or they get frustrated and they start feeling the emotions of the past.
Why are you talking about me?
They start feeling the emotions of their past, and you know what happens?
Yeah.
They just disconnected from the energy of their future, and they're back to the energy of the past. Don't expect anything to change in your life. In fact, expect more reasons to be frustrated. But if you catch yourself, you take a breath, you get back into brain and heart coherence, you tune back in, well, you're not going to go unconscious
That's
till
a
8
victory.
o'clock.
Like as you said, that's a victory.
So then the key then is to be able to keep synchronizing to the point where it begins to become familiar. And the word meditation means to become familiar with. So now you're in a new familiar state of being, and people say, I'm really not doing anything. Of course, you're doing the work. You're becoming familiar with a new set of thoughts, new set of intentions, a new set of emotions. Your heart's opening more. Your immune system's up-regulating. Your genes are up-regulating. Your brain and heart are more coherent. Your energy field is bigger. You feel connected more. All these things, you're changing programs. You start seeing those things taking place in your life. You're going to want to do this, right? It's not going to be effort.
100%.
Now, live by the hormones of stress. The hormones of stress cause us to draw from this field and turn it into chemistry, heightens our senses. We become materialists. We narrow our focus on the cause. Now, when we create reality, now we're living in three-dimensional reality. The way we do it is we got to drag our body through space from one point of consciousness where I am to my future, my dreams, another point of consciousness, and that's going to take time. I've been doing this long enough to tell you that
what you're seeing here is
I've been doing this long enough.
What you're seeing here is the pattern of electromagnetism. This pattern creates the symbol of the seed of life. Everything is generated through electromagnetism. The electromagnetic torus field is the true atom of this physical universe. Looking down on this torus field, you would see the seed of life, which is the seed of creation. They tell you this is the real atom because they want you to believe the universe is only physical. It's actually holographic. Everything physical comes from the metaphysical, spiritual side of creation. The ancients understood this, but were not being taught electromagnetism today because it exposes the true cosmology of Earth. This is why you see Jesus pointing at his heart, because your heart is a vortex which produces this electromagnetic field around your body. This can be manipulated through emotion, which is energy in motion. Your emotions shouldn't be reactive. They are a creational force to manipulate energy and your electromagnetic field. They've lied about everything. We know nothing. What you're seeing here is the path.
If Kamala Harris wins the 2024 presidency, then the economic depression that was meant for Donald Trump will fall to her administration. And so this is a message for you educated liberals and progressives who somehow missed what's obvious about the economy. We can't afford to be progressive anymore. Like, we printed money, right? We opened borders, flooded the census, which indirectly impacted the cost of living to rise. That's why you can't afford anything. We could not afford to fund Ukraine for your democracy. We could not afford to fund Iran either, but we are. We're spurring World War III. We can't afford to do that, but we are. So here's my point. If you want to focus and fixate on Kamala Harris's genitals and her brown skin, I hope you understand political strategy is making a fool out of you. She's going to be focused on all the stuff that women generally are, all the feelings stuff. Meanwhile, you're going to see an age where you have to protect your resources and your food and your families and yourselves. Do you want Kamala Harris to be the chief and commander? If you do, listen up. And this is not to be vulgar, but I hope her genitalia and her melanin and her strong black queen energy gets you through the economic depression that was meant to fall on Donald Trump's lap. Congrats, you got played.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
If Kamala Harris wins the 2024 presidency, then the economic depression that was meant for Donald Trump.
None of these people for us, y'all. Don't be fooled. They're not for us at all.
Women are attracted, generally speaking, the research shows, to men based on 3 reasons. The third is kindness. They don't want someone who's going to be a good person. They're impressed by men who are good to their parents and kind and go out of their way to help people when there's no reciprocal expectation. The second is intelligence. Because the smarter you are, the more likely you are to make good decisions and protect your family's offspring. And by the way, the fastest way to communicate intelligence is humor. I've always said if you can make a woman laugh, you can kiss her.
Wow.
And then the most important thing, though, to women, and people don't like to admit this, is the man's ability to signal future resources. It's not even he has to be rich now, but he has to have his act together such that he looks like he will be a decent provider. And the number of people, the number of men we're producing that qualify in this category is shrinking as women get it's the high heels effect. Just as 50% of women say they won't date a man shorter than them, I bet it's 80%. They're just not as drawn to men who are smaller than them because it's very instinctual. I need someone who will protect my young. Metaphorically, women are getting taller every day. They're killing it.
Financially, education, intelligence, opportunities, resources.
Women are killing it, and it's amazing. Women are attracted, generally speaking, the research shows.
The sharpened bamboo stakes were sometimes coated in feces, so soldiers not only faced the immediate pain of the puncture wound, but also a high likelihood of severe infections. The sticks were often placed in camouflaged pits, where an unsuspecting soldier would accidentally step into them, driving the sharp bamboo deep into their feet and legs. Another tactic involved laying boards over a pit. As the boards snapped, the sticks would spring upward, penetrating the soldier's leg. The sharpened bamboo stakes were sometimes coated in feces, so soldiers...
You done. You done.
7 planets are gods. They are not spinning balls in space, they are lights within the firmament. The 7 planets give you the 7 days of the week, the 7 metals, the 7 chakras. Low vibrating light turns into matter, high vibrating matter turns into light. The 7 planets give their lights onto the earth and they create the 7 metals. This is why the 7 metals have the same symbols for the 7 planets. Sun gives you gold, the moon gives you silver, Saturn gives you lead. Elohim are the 7 planets. The Bible says, the Elohim, let us make humans in our image and after our likeness. The 7 energies give us 7 vices to operate in this soul system. Sun, the life giver. Mercury, the intellect. The moon, emotive. Saturn, structure and discipline. The 7 Jewish candlestick are the 7 planets. Revelation 1:20, the 7 stars are the 7 angels of the churches. Job 38:32, do you know the audience of the heavens? Can you establish their rule on the earth? The heavens rules over the earth. Judaism is the worship of Saturn. This is why they worship their god on Saturn Day. Christianity is a sun cult. This is why they worship their god on Sunday and has 12 disciples for the 12 zodiac signs. 7 planets are gods. They are...
You've probably heard many times about hurricanes, tornadoes, typhoons, cyclones, and monsoons. But what's the difference between them? First, these 3 guys, hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones, are actually the same phenomenon. Huge tropical storms that form just over the water's surface, but are called different names depending on where they form. Thus, hurricanes are storms that form in the Atlantic Ocean and northeastern Pacific Ocean. Typhoons form in the northwestern Pacific Ocean, and the home of cyclones is the South Pacific and Indian Ocean. Interestingly, cyclones, unlike hurricanes and typhoons, rotate in the opposite direction because they form in the southern hemisphere. Tornadoes are not as large but very powerful rotating columns of air that form only over land. Tornadoes are most common in the United States, but they also occur in other parts of the world. And monsoons are seasonal winds that change direction twice a year and bring large amounts of rain. Monsoons are most often found in South Asia, where they have an impact on the climate and agriculture. You've probably heard many times about hurricanes.
A few months ago, after knowing Eckhart Tolle for a while and studying the books, I woke up and I suddenly got it. I understood suddenly how thought was just an illusory thing. And how thought is responsible for, if not all, most of the suffering we experience. And then I suddenly felt like I was looking at these thoughts from another perspective. And I wondered, who is it that's aware that I'm thinking. And suddenly I was thrown into this expansive, amazing feeling of freedom from myself, from my problems. I saw that I was bigger than what I do. I was bigger than my body. I was everything and everyone. I was no longer a fragment of the universe. I was the universe. And ever since that day, I've been trying to get back there. It comes and it goes. It's like riding a wave. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm off. But at least I know where I want to go. And that I want to take as many people with me as I possibly can, because the feeling is amazing.
It took me 9 years to learn this, but I'll teach you in a minute. Here are 10 uncomfortable truths about life. 1. A salary is a drug that your employer gives you to forget your dreams. 2. If you continue to wait for the right time, you'll waste your entire life and nothing will happen. 3. Even when you trust your close friends and family, let them know nothing about you. 4. You'll lose 99% of your close friends if you start upgrading your life. 5. You'll be 10 times happier if you forgive your parents and stop blaming them for your problems. 6. You become more mature when you train yourself to take nothing personally. 7. You don't need 100 self-help books. All you need is action plus self-discipline. 8. The most difficult mission on earth is to focus on your dreams, and the easiest task is to complain. 9. By age 30, your inner circle should be more focused on making money, building their body, and starting a family. 10. People are stuck in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone. You'll probably never see me again unless you follow for more. It took me 9.
That is so real though. Like, people stay in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be alone. That's real.
Yeah, the term swastika, that is not a German term. The very name swastika is a Hindu word, and it's a symbol. Now, most people in the audience have probably never heard of this, but in occultism, it deals a lot with energies, with powers and forces, and these powers and forces come through something that are called chakras. And the word chakra is a Hindu word which means spinning vortex. Now, the swastika is a symbol of the chakras that are energized and working in unison. So the word swastika is a Hindu word, not a German word. And the word Aryan is a Hindu word. You know, it has nothing to do with ancient Germans. The Aryans were the Brahmin caste of Hinduism. So much of the terminology and concepts that Hitler used were from esoteric Hinduism and had nothing to do with, you know, ancient German culture or folklore at all. Yeah, the term swastika.
But it was just my imagination.
Let me show you how to use pumpkin to replace butter to make these fire chocolate chip cookies. This is a good way to add more fiber and less cholesterol to something that we love. First, you're going to take pumpkin, date syrup, coconut sugar, flaxseed, vanilla, coconut oil, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and blend it up. In a bowl, add spelt flour, baking soda, cornstarch, mix it up. Now we're going to add our wet mix with the dry batter. Stir it up real nice. Add the chocolate chips. Add them to a pan with parchment paper. Add a little more chocolate chips on top. Bake them for about 18 minutes, and you got some straight fire. Let me show you how to use pumpkin to replace butter to make.
Two children with green skin suddenly appeared in an English village in the 12th century. The boy and girl spoke an unknown language and wore strange clothing. They were confused and disoriented. Villagers took them in, but they refused to eat anything except raw beans. The boy became ill and died, but the girl survived. She eventually learned English and explained that they came from a green place with no sun called St. Martin's Land. But this place doesn't actually exist, and the cause of the children's green skin has never been explained. 2 children with green skin.
How could chemtrails cause mind control? Well, what people don't realize is that your consciousness is governed by light. Light comes in through your eyes and hits your pineal gland.
You have to have that.
And you have to have it. And the pineal gland is the center of consciousness. It's the center of the soul, Descartes said. Okay? And so light, the color of light, changes your consciousness. And if the sun is changing, then it's possible that our consciousness is changing. It could be that the changing nature of the sun over the last 20 years is what's causing the Great Awakening that's happening. And they know that the Great Awakening is happening. Previous to our other conversation about archons, what if the archons realized that the changing nature of the sun was going to wake people up and they're going to find out about them? What do? That's what they do. They spray the skies.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I have a friend who just was traveling through Europe last week, 2 weeks straight in Europe. I go to Europe all the time. I used to never see chemtrails in Europe. He said the skies were filled with them. I have a friend who lives in South Africa, Michael Tellinger. Same thing. He tells me the skies are filled with chemtrails now. It used to just be the United States, he said.
There's no clear days anymore.
There's no clear days anymore. And they've upped it. I don't know if you've noticed, but they've upped it. It's now much more spraying than there used to be, say, 3 years ago.
Right.
And the spraying is different. They've really gotten sophisticated. This is some of the
thicker, everything.
Thicker, like that middle cloud there in that photograph. They've really gotten good with their with whatever technology they're using here, because now how could chemtrails?
Empaths, people that can feel other people's energy. This is both a superpower and sometimes a curse on the other side of the spectrum, because you gain out of survival this amazing ability to tune to everybody else. You know when you walk into a room how people feel about you. You know how the friends in your life feel when you say you don't want to do something. If you were to say no to something to do with a family member or something, there's an expectation there, and you can feel that. And when you feel that, it doesn't even feel like it's their energy. It feels like it's your energy. So what happens is, as this survival mechanism that we had as a kid, what we did when we were younger, normally before 5 years old, is we move the energy from the bottom 3 chakras of the root, sacral, and solar plexus. We move it up into this amazing ability to perceive of what everyone else is thinking and feeling. And then what happens is we start modifying ourselves so that we can then act according to what will get that validation and approval. Is this making sense?
It's making sense.
So this is the pattern that stems from that of a deeper core of some form of abandonment wound. Feeling abandoned. Feeling like mom or dad physically left and weren't able to meet my needs as a kid. So I first learned about this years ago. I went through a whole phase where my dad, growing up, my dad was a people pleaser, nice guy. He still is. People pleaser, nice guy. Where it's like he's very nice, and everyone would say he's such a nice guy, but he would attract people. It's the funny thing sometimes about this people pleaser, nice guy kind of empathic thing, is that sometimes they attract narcissists. Any of you empaths ever attracted narcissists? It happens. There's actually something to learn from narcissism, by the way. The thing to learn, the thing that a narcissist does that attracts an empath, is an empath wants to give themselves, wants to tune themselves, give themselves to then get the validation, the approval, and the safety of something on the external. Then on the other side of the spectrum, you have that of a narcissist who's on the toxic side of feeling in their self. What they do is they will manipulate everyone else around them to get their own needs met. And what happens is then they are actually in a strong sense of self, even though it's toxic. But the empath over here doesn't really even have a strong sense of self. So empaths attract narcissists to learn something from them. To learn how to be in their own sense of self. And the narcissist will constantly test the empath until they get the lesson. And sometimes the lesson is no more. I'm out. Empaths, people that can feel other people.
Yeah, narcissist is definitely a real thing, you know. Yeah, like you can learn from everybody. You can learn from everybody, man. And I feel like that's what we're here for. It's just here to learn from everybody. That's it.
My first advice, stop eating animals. I've been a human being for 74 years now, you know, and I'm not eating animals in 51 years, you know, so just stop eating those things, you know, but don't go eat plastic, don't go eat rubber, don't go eat, you know, garbage now, don't go eat cellulose. You want to eat living foods, plant foods. So my first advice is definitely get out of the animal kingdom. Leave the animals alone. The foods that are best to gain weight are the bulking foods, you know, protein, of course, and, well, you know, complex carbohydrate, starch, but I don't really recommend those too highly. So I would say protein, nuts, seeds, avocados, you know, fat, you know, fat, that's it. So you got it, plant foods, the clean ones, nuts, seeds, avocados, those are my top. Start enjoying plant foods. The best one to begin with, in terms of like really going into plant foods and loving it, unquestionably, fruits. But you may have an issue with fruits because your system may have been corrupted. So go slow with the fruits if you're not, you know, 100%, you know, ready for a major cleansing reaction. I never lost my balance. I'm active and I'm always on. My first advice, stop.
Intuition is your form of recognizing I've just had a hit. I'm getting information. Here's what is true. You won't become clearly intuitive if you don't have the capacity or the courage to follow your small intuitive hits. If you can't follow that, you sure aren't going to get a big one.
How do you know when it's truly intuition and not wishful thinking or not, you know, imagination?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Because intuition makes you feel uncomfortable. Fantasy doesn't. Okay.
Oh, wow. Now you've got to say that again. Intuition makes you feel uncomfortable.
Fantasy doesn't. It's that kind of funky feeling. And somehow or other, with clear intuition, comes a package of courage that you don't get with fantasy. Is like a little battery that gets plugged into your solar plexus, gets plugged into your gut. And it begins to boom, 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 throb constantly. It's relentless. And it gets louder at night. You can count on it. Intuition becomes absolutely obnoxious at night. All right? Until you start doing something about it. And when you start following it, then you begin to experience the phenomenon of synchronicity. Whereas, if it's a manufactured fantasy, you don't get that kind of help. You absolutely don't get that kind of help.
You get closed doors.
Yeah, you get closed doors, or, yeah, people are reminded to forgive and let go. You know, when people are holding on to grudges or can't think kindly of somebody, think of how many times you're reminded, will you get on with it and let this go? Now, what intuition generally does is it's a form of guidance for tomorrow and for today, to make the right choices today so that your tomorrow plays out the way it should. You can't get a clear intuitive hit because you're unable to act on it. You enter fog. You enter chaos. And it's a healing chaos. It's a protective chaos because you're not able to move forward anyway until you let go of the past. So all your intuition will be telling you is, let go of the past, because without doing that, I cannot give you a clear choice about tomorrow because you don't have the energy nor the focus to act on it. When you get an intuitive hunch, and usually intuitive hunches will direct you to take the most outrageous path in your life, take it. Intuition is your form of recognizing, I've just had.
I've been doing this long enough to tell you that nobody changes until they change their energy.
When I get old and I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to look back to my 20s and say, man, what if I would have took that chance? What if I would have just started? What if I would have took the first step? Taking the first step got us exactly to where we are today. You take a chance to do some shit that you love or some shit that you saw in a dream, it could change your life. But exactly where you are right now is always gonna be there. It's never gonna go anywhere. Your hometown's gonna be the same. People gonna be doing the same shit around you. But a chance for you to get out of where you're at and step out and take a chance on life, man, it could be the best decision you ever made in your life, but you can't sit down on the fucking what if. Stop saying what if and start saying why not. And when I get old and I'm on my deathbed.
So, bro, I'm sorry, but this is just funny because in the comments, bro, people be so real. Bro said, bro, I'm just trying to get a haircut. He told my bro, I just need a haircut. I don't need to be hearing all this, bro. Nah, this is low-key funny. That is funny.
You are the reason why I'm still hanging.
Yes, my brother, cousin, and man, how help you today? Let me get a chopped cheese or Jamaican patties with some shebang chips. Big Rich, yeah. Hey. First, you start to grab me on the grill. Then we're gonna hit it with some peppers. Then we put the hash brown on the grill inside the butter. Now we chop it up. Let me see how you chop up. You act like you know how to chop it up. I'm 5% hot. Then we're gonna slap the bacon on the grill. Once the trap is ready, we hit it with sazon. Seasoning. Oh my God. When the chop is ready, you gotta hit it with the cheese. Chop cheese. When the cheese is melted, now you put it in the Jamaican patty. Thanks. Then we hit it with the spinach. And then we're gonna add the hash brown. Then we're gonna hit it with the potato chips. Then we're gonna hit it with Chipotle sauce. Just like that. Oh my gosh. Back it up. Okay. Now we're gonna put it on top of the paper. Come on. Now we wrap it up. And the result is OMG. Can't forget the band. Never. Now I'm gonna serve it to my brother Kai. Yes, my brother, cousin, and man, how help you today? Get a chopped cheese or Jamaican patties with some shebang chips.
Hold this string between your thumb and your forefinger. Just hold it. Rest your elbow comfortably on your thigh. While you're holding that still, mentally have the idea it's moving back and forth. Don't worry, it'll start moving. It'll start moving wider and wider. See, it's already doing that. Now, once it's doing that, just change the idea in your mind. Instead of swinging it like that, it's going to start swinging like this. See? Now, mentally have the idea that it's going to start making circles. There you are, see? Circles. Now bigger and bigger circles. There you are.
Oh my heavens.
Okay. You see, your expectancy determines outcome. And as long as you're not attached to the outcome will be guaranteed.
Okay.
This is living proof that every cell in your body is eavesdropping on your internal dialogue.
That's crazy. That is, dang, man. Is it really, your mind, you really gotta have a strong mind down here, for real. Your mind is not, like, strong, like, you know, go through a lot. You gotta have a strong mind down here, for real, because this is really a mental plan. For real, it all starts in the mind.
But it's just one day at a time. It's like, well, what did I do today? Did I hit my goals? Did I do the actions? Because if you're programming your brain to stay focused on the actions, and that's what validates you, you can almost inevitably be in a good mood. I know that if I get up and I hit my wake-up time, I do my reflection, I hit that hard workout, I push myself socially, I put out the content, I take some sales calls, I make some money, I help some clients, man, like it's almost impossible for me to feel down for the day. So I set up my daily actions to push myself into uncomfortable situations, and as long as I'm not turning to vices or doing any of the bad shit, man, my frequency just goes up and up and up throughout the day. But it's just one day at a time. It's like
getting a job in fucking 2020.
Cause some
some of you are the sons and daughters of extraterrestrials who came here, and you have to be brought back to power to defend this planet against the destruction by ZELL and what they refer to as Lucifer and the other 200 fallen angels, which were again extraterrestrial beings who invaded this planet.
You have extraterrestrials who become extra when they get inside here. Visiting you, all of them are not positive. Some of them are called chiefs from the Ifrit mentioned in the Quran. And they infiltrate man and corrupt the world. They mutilate animals. They come down and they mutilate animals. They hunt for the fun of it.
They want to use humans for food, some of them. Don't feel bad, chickens feel that way about you.
And then there are other galactical beings who are fighting against them, trying to get you people prepared, but you keep rejecting. You want all this fiction religion.
There's obviously an inward conspiracy for human beings to destroy themselves out of their ignorance. And extraterrestrials are not allowed to intervene. They can only suggest or through telepathy or influence certain human beings to make them react certain ways or just incarnate and teach, like in my case. I was assigned here to teach you, to try to raise your consciousness so that when the ship comes, you'll be ready.
Because some of you are the sons and daughters of...
That's interesting, bro. I haven't got like extra. I feel like you definitely got extraterrestrials on this planet, man, for sure. I think that is definitely true.
What can I do for hair thinning? Your hair is an extension of your nervous system. So if your hair is thinning, so that means you need to start working on your nervous system. So that means you have internal issues also. So that means you might be desensitized a little bit, because if your nervous system is messed up, which is what allow you to feel like when a female get pregnant, that's the first thing the baby develops is a nervous system. So when somebody, have an abortion, that means like that baby feel it. So that means it's literally murder, no matter if it's a day old or a minute old, so that means you have nervous system issues. And the best way to rejuvenate, your nervous system and bring it back to life is by consuming berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, hawthorn berries, chaseberries, juniper berries, go all out on the berries, to rejuvenate yourself. You gotta fast, you gotta cleanse, and you gotta take the right herbs, and you gotta use the right oils. Like avocado oil is great, for your hair. Castor oil is extremely great for your hair. Batana oil is well known, like the #1 source for hair growth. Like even people that done went totally bald, that didn't have alopecia and all that, can use Batana oil to rejuvenate your hair and all that.
What can in any place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer, a movie. That's why they have these cineplexes going on now, not only to save money, but to get you corralled under one dome. And once you do that, you have a brain that has 2 lobes, 5 divisions. You have your left brain and your right brain. One is called logical, the other is called rational. Actually irrational, because the right brain is like a 5-story building, a block square, and the left brain's like a Quonset hut. You've got the left brain controlling a 5-story building with everything you can think of in it, and this is where we give most of our attention to the so-called logical brain. So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration. Anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop, and that's the way I got through school so fast people couldn't understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator had already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing it, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets locked up. Your right brain can do
peptides. Let's point out some specific ones.
The best cognitive peptide, and that's cerebral bias. True story, doctors aren't allowed to use that because if they do, the FDA will come after them. Because they know that high dosages of cerebral biosin, not kidding when I say this, can cure Alzheimer's, can cure neurodegenerative disease. So they will literally come after doctors that are prescribing that, or even doing it back office, not letting people know about it, and they will come after them because it literally is a threat to Alzheimer's medications.
Peptides. Let's point out some specific ones.
The best.
So this weird occurrence just happened, y'all, and this don't happen like that. What you're looking at is an event called a solar halo. Look that shit up. Now we know, right? We have not ever seen anything like this with our eyes until 2024, you feel me? Now, you know what I think this shit is? This might have y'all real messed up, but that's somebody's eye. No cap, that's some type of spiritual being eye looking at us, yo. It's kind of like a giant being put their eye to the firmament glass and was looking at the sun, bro. Let's keep it a beam. Now think about it. Whatever's standing outside the firmament walls gotta be big as shit, you feel me? If we like a little ant farm. Or we could just look at this another way. But still, it's just weird as shit, you feel me? Yeah. Y'all know what I'm about to say.
40 hertz, remember this sound. Very low, it's like low E on the piano. But with this, I found I could help people reduce their pain and even reduce Alzheimer's symptoms. Each of these sounds features a rhythmic structure that allows it to impact cells in your body. In fact, my research recently has shown that stimulating cells with sound of this sort can reduce the risk and impact of some common health problems. This is where you're supposed to say, wait, what? And so there are two parts to this that I need to unpack for you so you can understand what I'm getting at. The first is how sound impacts cells in the body. Sound, which includes music, but not all sound is music, but all music is sound, is in essence vibration, molecular compressions in the air that come to your ear or to your skin if you feel it as vibration, as you may have done with the 40 hertz. The ear has hair cells in the cochlea that translate this vibration into electric signals so that the auditory nerve carries this to the brain, something like this. So it goes up the nerve and into the neuron, except it's not just one neuron, it's probably thousands or millions of neurons that are responding right to that click. And the brain wave is measured in the same way as hertz. So 40 per second, or 40 hertz, sound will be called gamma because it's in the category of gamma brainwaves. The other part of my assertion is that brainwaves are important to issues of health. So let's look at that for a minute. What we know about the brain is that although there are millions of neurons, they're not just randomly firing unconnected. What we know is that neurons that fire together wire together. And so we have circuits within our brain. So for example, the motor circuit is multiple parts of the brain that need to connect so that you can initiate a movement, so you can control that movement and stop that movement. The memory circuit, again, connects multiple parts of the brain so that what you're experiencing now, you may actually be able to remember tomorrow as the present experience, perception, turns into short-term memory and into long-term memory. What else we know about the brain is that healthy circuits that are functioning for you now require steady brain waves. In other words, if one part of the brain is going like this and the other part occasionally like that, they're not going to connect. The circuit will not work. And what we know is that the frequency at which neurons like to connect and respond most easily is around 40 hertz. When circuits do not function correctly, bad things happen. For example, when the parts of the brain that are supposed to initiate and control movement do not connect, you may not be able to initiate a movement as in dyskinesia, or you may not be able to stop as in a tremor. So you may have Parkinson's. When parts that are supposed to give you a long-term memory do not connect, you may have dementia or Alzheimer's. 40 hertz, remember this sound.
Like, that's so dope, bro. Like, how the brain really, like, without the brain, there is nothing. Like, shut up, man. The brain is really powerful, man. The brain is like the superhero itself.
5 toxic things in your home that you didn't know you were feeding your kids. Number 1, processed meats. How do they process these things? With chemicals. Not good for a growing body and a young child. Number 2, pesticides on the vegetables can disrupt the endocrine system of your children, can poison their microbiome. It is not good for their development. Get organic if you can. Soaps that take off the chemicals. You'll see these at Whole Foods. You'll see these at Trader Joe's. Number 3, BPAs. This is the plastics that leak the BPAs. These things can disrupt the hormonal balance of a growing child. Not worth using. Number 4, arsenic. Rice puffs, grains. If you start bringing up the arsenic in a young person's body, their detox pathways start to shut down. Neurocognitive behavioral issues. And number 5, food coloring. Yeah, it's in that mac and cheese. Food coloring is everywhere. It is not essential. I'm trying to keep my kids safe. I know you're doing the same. 5 toxic things in your home.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Have y'all noticed how these draconians are trying to demonize the term woke now? They always try to take something we utilize and actually spin it to something nefarious or something funny. The concept of being woke is actually being aware of the illusions. Being aware of the illusions perpetuated by the government and all of the nefarious factions that actually try to keep us sheep in this prison planet. Being woke is being aware that we are gods and goddesses. Being aware that the concept of death is an illusion. Being aware that these large corporations at the top simply look at us as cattle on the bottom. Being woke is not being asleep to the fact that America is actually our country, that our ancestors been here, all right? That the concept of Indian is actually indigenous. Being woke is knowing that the food in this country is poisoned with genetically modified organisms that are designed to hinder your genetic sequence. Being woke is being aware that religion is a form of mind control. They actually fear our ascension path. This is why they try to take words like woke and try to spin it to something funny or something stupid, something that you don't even want to utilize anymore. This is a term that actually derived from the star seeds. This is a term that actually derived from those that are enlightened and awakened to what's going on the planet. Demonize the word woke because they want us to stay asleep. Being woke is being aware that the word black, basically in the law dictionary, actually means that we don't have legal rights, all right? And this is why when we identify ourselves as black, we don't have the ability of receiving reparations. This is why there's so much talk about Kamala Harris not saying she's black. This is because she knows, right, that black in a real legal term actually means that we don't have our real rights. Being woke is being aware that the health industry doesn't give a damn about us, all right, as far as the Food and Drug Administration and Big Pharma. Being woke is being aware that the whole money system is a hoax and our dollar hasn't been backed by anything intrinsic in years. Being woke is being aware that from ages 1 through 7 is the most impressionable years, and this is the time they induce mind control. Being woke is being aware that the school system is designed to breed a slave mentality. John D. Rockefeller said he wanted a nation full of workers instead of a nation full of thinkers. This is why they demonize the term woke. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want you to just work, 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 and be a slave in this matrix, basically a sheep. Peace to the gods and goddesses.
Why did y'all interview Cat Williams after Shay Shay? Y'all want them numbers, but y'all not gonna get them numbers.
This here represents the surface of life. Surface. And we see surfaces, you know, surfaces. And about 300 years ago, scientists, they started wondering what was this wood and what was this metal and what was it really? So they start looking into matter. So this side is matter, and this side is mind. Mind and matter. And the scientists, well, they discovered molecules. Deeper they went, and they discovered these atoms. And like I say, they thought that was the smallest particle for a long time. All these things we learn about in school. They went deeper, and they find inside the atoms these little electrons and neutrons and protons. And they went deeper and deeper and deeper, smaller and smaller particles, smaller and smaller particles. They found 4 forces. On a deeper level, the 4 became 3. And on a deeper level, the 3 became 2. And then, about 30 years ago, modern science, quantum physics, discovered the unified field. The unity of all the particles and all the forces of matter, of creation. Not only did they discover the unified field, but they found that everything that is a thing emerges from this field of no thing. Unmanifest it is. Unmanifest. It is no hyphen thing, but all things come from it. Anything that is a thing has emerged from this field of unity. It's oneness. The scientists know this exists, but if they wanted to get there, you can't get there. It's unmanifest. You can't walk into this field. But any one of those scientists could practice a technique, transcendental meditation, which, remember, true happiness is not out there. You're given a mantra. A mantra, a very specific sound, vibration, thought. Very specific. It needs to be life-supporting at all deeper levels. And that mantra that you're given, that Maharishi gives, the key that opens the door. The mantra turns the mind within. Turns the awareness within. And you naturally dive. Why is it natural? Because each deeper level of mind and each deeper level of intellect has more happiness. And the deeper levels of mind and deeper levels of intellect correspond to deeper levels of matter. At the borderline of intellect, you transcend. Transcend is the key word. It means to go beyond. You're going beyond field of relativity, duality, experiencing oneness. Pure, unbounded, infinite consciousness. This consciousness has qualities. Infinite creativity, intelligence, energy, love, power, and bliss. Dynamic peace. Always been there, never had a beginning. It is and it will be forever. Unbounded, infinite, eternal, immutable, immortal consciousness. Fullness. Any human being can experience this easily and effortlessly with Transcendental Meditation. Transcendental Meditation is just a vehicle to get you here. When you experience this level, you enliven it, and it grows in the individual.
Like when you making 50, 60 grand an hour playing video games and your draws, it's kind of hard to get me to go out the country for, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Pause.
You got it.
You said 50, 60 grand an hour.
And I'm on the low tier. I'm on the low tier. This dude's making millions a month. I'm making less than T. Chris.
Oh shit. I didn't.
Like when you making 50, 60
is a present state of gratitude, not a request for something you don't have. It's a recognition of what you do have. Bashar kind of came up with this. He recognized that we have this thing on Earth called AAA, the Automobile Association of America, but he turned that around into a different AAA form. So he says, when you get into trouble, call AAA. And AAA stands for acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have, right? Appreciate what you have and allow what needs to come next. And that's a simple way to stay in a state of appreciation and gratitude. Acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have. Appreciate what you have fully and allow the next thing to come that needs to be there. That's his AAA formula that you call on when you get into trouble, when you get stuck. Just go into the AAA formula. Acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have. Many people start griping about what they don't have. That's what fixes them in a state of not having.
Yep.
Because that's the vibrational frequency they're on, not having. So what are you going to get? You're going to get an experience of not having.
2020 to 2030.
Excuse me, I didn't ask for whipped cream.
Oh, you didn't ask for whipped cream? Did you say that at the register?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that this isn't your fucking drink. So if you could, kindly sit your ass down, and I will call you when your drink is ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me.
Dang.
What the fuck took a chunk out of this fish? Look how big the teeth marks are. Just took a bite out of it like a sandwich. No, seriously. Took a cartoon bite out of this fish. Y'all see this? Now if a shark took a...
There were all these beings, all these civilizations. Why isn't there more proof out there?
We have a lot of proof. Just travel to the 33rd degree parallel of the Earth, and you'll find megalithic city after megalithic city as you go around the globe. At certain points on that 33rd degree parallel, because of the magnetic field from the Earth there, they've harnessed the power of that, and they built megalithic cities all around that 33rd degree parallel. And these sites, when you go to them and you go visit them in person like I have, you begin to realize how magnificent the architecture is and how incredible the technology must have been to move these things. Stones, that some of them are 15, 20 tons. Some of these stones, we don't even have machines today that can move one of these stones, which are the evidence laying right before our eyes all over planet Earth. We just have chosen to ignore it because the mainstream won't acknowledge it.
There were all these beings, all these
that is actually like very interesting though. Like I always find that interesting, like how they definitely have more advanced technology than us for sure. Indeed, it's no way.
In more health news, a very popular brand of butter is facing a class action lawsuit in the United States over a chemical in the packaging. You know what the chemical is? This chemical you also find in takeout cups, a hot cup of coffee in a PFAS-coated cup, very toxic and unfortunate. It's also found in dental floss. You got to get organic dental floss now too, apparently. That was in that documentary too, Dark Waters it was called, that exposed the non-stick kind of Teflon industry and all the toxins that ended up in our water because of it. Now, we also found out that when a mother is exposed to BPA, it affects both her kids' and grandkids' metabolic health. So it's transgenerational effects of maternal BPA exposure in offspring. I tell you, man, unless we're actively detoxing and looking to remove these toxins from our systems and invigorate ourselves, we are being polluted from almost every angle. This is also one of the cool things about taking the Shilajit that we mention regularly. We're actually giving away free chalk today, by the way. Read the caption below. Alexander the Great took Shilajit and it is believed to help repair wounds during his expedition to India. That's one of the hundreds of benefits that Shilajit has, including brain function and energy. But check the caption below if you want free chalk. We're giving away 7 wonders today, which is
Your heart generates enough force to squirt blood 30 feet across a room. This powerful organ beats about 100,000 times every day and pushes about 1.5 gallons of blood through your body each minute. In a year, that's over 670,000 gallons, enough to top off an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And this means that over an average lifetime, your heart will pump around 58 million gallons of blood, which is enough to fill the Statue of Liberty 10 times. Your heart generates enough.
That's just crazy. Like if your heart stop, that's a literally dead end. That jump be beating all the time. That's dope, man. It's gotta be something intelligent for sure.
The food you're eating on a daily basis is not even stimulating or moving your lymphatic system. You should be eating stuff like grapes. Grapes is good for the lymphatic system. Honeydew melon is good for the lymphatic system. Coconut water is good for the lymphatic system. So 90% of your problem come from a stagnated lymphatic system, and y'all are not even exercising. You should be doing compound movement to move your lymphatic system every day. Remember, the lymphatic system does not have a pump like your heart does, which is the lungs, by the way. The heart is not a pump. The lungs is the only pump in the body. So they tell you in school talking about the heart pumps blood. Bullshit. The heart is just a regulator. The understanding that, okay, the lymphatic system does not have a pump like your circulatory system or your blood does. So it depends upon the compound movement. This is why you need to be on the rebounder every day on the trampoline and getting in the sauna and moving your body so that the lymph can filter. You see what I say? Okay, how long do you stay in the sauna? 30 minutes is good. How long do you be on a trampoline? 25, 30 minutes on the trampoline is good. In fact, even 15 minutes on the trampoline is good enough to start to move the lymphatic system. You can go on Amazon right now and spend $110, $120 for a sauna, $85 for a trampoline. You guys spend way more than that drinking Don Julio and Hennessy. You guys spend way more than that buying the latest iPhone, which is just bullshit. Same phone that they're producing over and over again with different name on it. So start to invest in the things that's going to be enhancing your health. The food you're eating on a daily basis.
He can't get a collapse.
Cause what I'm trying to figure out is why it ain't no fucking food around here. Where's the food at? Damn. God damn, y'all motherfuckers, everybody wanna have a barbecue. You let the trash out there, I ain't nothing around this bitch. Nah, everything gone. That's crazy as hell. I really should tear the rest of this house up. But I'm gonna chill though today. I ain't even gonna be on that with y'all. That shit get on my motherfucking nerves. I swear to God, everything I'm about to move. Y'all lucky I just fought this rice. Oh, y'all. Bitch, you heard me. Nigga, you had some food out here sitting waiting on me. The fuck? Cause what I'm trying to figure out is why it ain't no fucking food around here. Where's the food at?
Why don't we ever talk about how haunted Japan is? You know about the ghost problem over in Japan? So there was this earthquake that happened in Japan that caused a tsunami that no one saw coming. Residents literally had an 8 to 10 minutes warning before the tsunami hit. And after the tsunami was over, it was recorded that waves had reached heights of 133 feet tall, traveling at 435 miles per hour speeds. And even though that's crazy, what might be even crazier is the fact that in the days after the catastrophe, taxi drivers in Japan began reporting what is known as the phantom hitchhiker phenomenon. It's when drivers have the experience of picking up a passenger, but then the passenger vanishes before reaching the destination. Multiple Japanese taxi drivers reported picking up passengers who vanished while the car was still moving. One passenger literally asked to be taken to a cemetery. And then there was this other instance when a ghost followed someone into someone else's cab. And apparently, not everyone can even see the ghost in this video. So get in the comments and let me know if you can see it.
Wow.
Why don't we ever talk about how haunted Japan is?
And the people gave me a large fry by accident, and I didn't want them because I don't eat that stuff or whatever, so I threw it to the birds when I came home. I come back like almost, just about 15 hours later or whatever, approximately. I don't know, I'm bad with math. Don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. But I come out here and not one single fry that they gave us is gone. Not one single fry. And then if you look close, there's a bunch of black ants on them. The black ants are stiff. They're dead. They're not even moving. So it seems as if they attempted to eat the fries, but in the midst of it, they died.
So birds will not eat the fries. The ants that did died. Yet people are still consuming this and putting this in their bodies.
And the people gave me a large fry by accident, and I didn't.
Now, if the ants and the bird don't even want to eat it, the ants die from it. It was a tell you, McDonald's ain't it.
Eating double fried potato chips, double fried potato chips, double fried potato chips, double fried potato chips. Dip your double fried potato chips, double fried potato chips. I like double.
Baby, whoever told you salads are boring lied. Today I'm going to show you how to level up your salad in the most delicious way with these Parmesan crusted crispy cauliflower Caesar salad wraps. Let's get into it. We're going to start out by making our dairy-free Caesar salad dressing, but I'm going to call this my green goddess Caesar salad dressing because, baby, I went ahead and added my parsley in and blended it, and it turned it a little green. Not mad at it. It was still delicious. Then we're going to make our wet and dry batters for our crispy cauliflower. Go ahead and dip your cauliflower in the wet batter followed by the dry batter. Then we're going to fry this in some grapeseed oil or whatever oil that you love to use. Fry it until it's golden and gorgeous like this. Assemble your Caesar salad with some romaine, non-dairy shredded, and grated Parmesan, and some vegan-friendly croutons. Then we're going to add our Caesar dressing to a large burrito wrap followed by our Caesar salad, crispy cauliflower, and some more Caesar salad. Wrap that baby tight, and then we're going to add our grated and shredded non-dairy Parmesan to a pan. Place our Caesar wrap on top and cook it until it's sexy and golden like this. And baby, this might possibly be the best way I have ever enjoyed a Caesar salad.
Delicious. Oh my gosh.
Now get in your kitchen and make this too.
Jaguar.
The gene comes from the word genie.
Jaguar Wright told us that Jay-Z won't be silent about his connection to Diddy. And baby, she wasn't lying because Jaguar Wright was just on Piers Morgan exposing the out of Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright was calling out Jay-Z for his silence, saying that now he's gonna have no choice but to talk because he has connections with Diddy, R. Kelly, Epstein, and Harvey Weinstein. She also said that she has victims that have video footage of these freak-offs and what they do to people, and she said that she saw what Jay-Z and Beyonce were allegedly doing to people. Jaguar Wright even said that Jay-Z is the one that allegedly set up R. Kelly because he knew everything that he was doing and he was doing the same shit. And she said that Jay-Z is the one that funded surviving R. Kelly because his best friend for years is Dream Hampton. And baby, she wasn't lying. Jay-Z and Dream Hampton have been friends for years. She is the one that co-wrote Jay-Z's 2010 memoir, Decoded. And as you can see, her work also includes the 2019 Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly. Jaguar Wright is saying that Jay-Z set up R. Kelly on purpose when he's doing the same exact shit, just like Diddy. All of this shit is absolutely insane, and I cannot believe that we have Jaguar Wright on Piers Morgan, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll y'all this clip, and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. Forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
These charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to bid for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess. Dream Hampton.
Something deeper behind that too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
The gin comes from the word.
I wanna watch this video real quick. With Noah Jacob says, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So it says, "Pray for me. Hurricane Milton is coming. He's in Florida." I see what he talking about.
We just had Hurricane Helen pass by.
Yep.
Now we have Hurricane Milton coming through, which is going to be tomorrow night. I live in Florida. I don't live in Tampa, which is where it's supposed to be getting hit very heavily. Now, I know the mayor of Tampa, I seen a small clip she said in the video. She said, if you're in Tampa when the hurricane comes, you're going to die.
Wow.
And she was serious about it. I'm like, oh, snap.
350 of them contained either microplastics, septical microplastics, and in some cases, both. Now, this is an example of how much microplastics are in a single tube of this toothpaste. I don't know if this is still in continuation today. But this is another example of the kind of stuff we're exposed to. Never mind the fact that commercial toothpastes contain many strange ingredients that, quite frankly, would never be found in the natural world. It's just a little bit of chlorine in the water. It's just a little bit of genetically modified food. It's just a little bit of pesticides. It's a little bit of electromagnetic frequencies. I mean, how many little bits of things until we realize every angle we're exposed to something? I will say it feels very interesting to be filming a video about microplastics while they are actively being detoxed out of my body with bioavailable mineral. Now, we are giving these away for free today. Comment minerals below and I'll send you a DM. But these are fully bioavailable. They bind to heavy metals. They rebuild your DNA. They boost brain function. Imagine taking that in conjunction with the wild-crafted ashwagandha, the king of herbs in India, which boosts hormone production, fertility, memory, concentration, and more. We got a detox today. Do you guys remember before?
We up in the...
I do not.
So the DoorDasher that stole my phone out of bar 7, my phone is sitting next to that computer right there. Yeah, I'm on your ass. I need to find his Facebook. I need to find all of his information because I want you prosecuted. So the DoorDasher that stole my phone out of bar 7.
Prosecuted, damn.
Look at that bullshit! Man! We isn't in a motherfucking fight for fucking survival. We ain't on the goddamn power. We ain't got no motherfucking electricity. Who the fuck finna be hungry? Not me, bitch. Fuck that.
9:30. We got high, heavy winds right now.
Is this now? This is not now.
We're basically marching up a river. Tide is rising very quick.
Very quick. It's getting hard to walk. Water's almost past the benches.
It's up to my knees right now.
Tampa General is doing well.
It's a whole leg workout.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a leg workout right here.
Show them the bench.
Look at the bench.
Almost underwater.
There's like fish nibbling at our feet.
Keep in mind, full high tide doesn't come.
Yeah, we got a couple hours till high tide.
It's gonna rise another foot.
Yeah, 2 feet. They said 8 feet. I don't know. Lieutenant Dan.
If you have ever set foot
these Appalachian Mountains and hiked them. We need you here. We need foot. We need people on foot. If you have ever hiked.
Can I get the police to 1349 Howard Road? This girl just pulled the gun out on me, and I got on video. 1349 Howard Road, apartment 202. Who is this lady? I don't even know her, ma'am. She still got the gun. Yes, ma'am. She pointed it at me. I told that bitch to shoot me. Never seen her a day in my life, ma'am. No, I'm sitting in my house. I'm the candy lady. I don't know her. She come up. I just say, hello, bitch, why are you speaking to me? I'm like, okay, shut your door. I'm like, who are you, ma'am? She came and slammed my motherfucking door and knocked off my ring camera. I got her. Can I get the police to 13?
Hi there. This is Apollo. This is going to be a very special video for the entire world. It's illegal to topple a government, but it is not illegal to topple a service corporation. You understand me now, ladies and gentlemen of this world? They're not governments. They're corporations. True. And it's not illegal to topple a corporation. Share the message.
Oh, chat, I really can show y'all.
Not only are these mini grilled cheese the cutest thing you've ever seen, but they are so good, and they would be perfect for a kid's lunch or even like a game day appetizer. Y'all, these were so bomb and super easy to make. All you need is a package of King's Hawaiian rolls. And then you just want to go ahead and slice them into 3 pieces like so and just start putting them together. I used all but 2 from the package, and this is how many I got. And then I took 1 stick of unsalted butter, added some garlic salt and some parsley, and just mix that up. You can add whatever you want to your butter, or don't even add anything at all, just like a classic grilled cheese. But you can't go wrong with adding a little garlic, in my opinion. So I just mixed that up, and then I did take out my skillet. I did not turn the heat on until I had all of these buttered and facing down, and then the cheese on top. So I took I had these thin slices of cheese. I did like 3 layers of this cheese because it was so thin. Slice them up, put them on top, and then as I was buttering the top part, that's when I turned the heat on the skillet. I kept it pretty low and then just started checking them and flipping them as soon as they were getting a nice golden crust, as you can see. And yeah, that is it. Just cook them on both sides like your classic grilled cheese. These came out so amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. Let me know if you guys try. Dang. Not only are these mini grilled cheese,
I gotta try that. I ain't gonna lie, that's easy. Get some Hawaiian bread, some butter. Dude, I'm trying that one day. How many of y'all gonna try that? Cause I am. Show. Dang.
So today I drove like 25 miles to my neighbor house just to check out their yard, and that's when I noticed that this courtyard was completely overgrown and in shambles. But it's a good thing I had my equipment with me, y'all, because there's no way I was going to leave it in this condition and go home and sleep well at night. The only thing I wish I would have did though, y'all, was wear longer pants, because the grass was so tall and I saw snakes and lizards everywhere. I mean, I even saw a bunch of animal bones that I believe belong to a family of possums. And I've been to the jungle in Mexico before, y'all, so let me tell you, this area felt just as wild and untamed, but by cutting the grass and cleaning everything up, I believe it revealed its true potential. Now, I never told my neighbors that I was going to be back here doing anything today, and to be honest with y'all, I never even met them in person. We spoke online and they shared their address with me, and here I am today. But let me know in the comments if y'all think I should come back and do a complete transformation, or do y'all think cleaning his yard was enough? So my neighbor reached out to me and asked can I help repair her broken fence, and with me being me, I decided to replace the entire thing completely for free. Because she's a single mom, y'all, and with kids to take care of, I don't think she can afford to pay anyone else to do it. And even if she could, I prefer she save her money and go out and do something nice for herself. Now, it's always been a dream of mine, y'all, to be able to help people in unbelievable ways, and I must say, I'm extremely blessed to be currently living that dream. And since we on the subject of living a dream, y'all, be sure to chase all your dreams as if you can't fail. I mean, if you think about it, the worst thing thing that can happen if you fail is you'll just have to go back and live the life that you're living today. But if you're anything like Uncle John, you'll never give up and you'll always find a way to make it work. But back to the project, y'all. This fence is 120 feet long and can cost around $5,000 to have installed. And that's a lot of money these days, y'all, especially with people having more important things to worry about, like actually eating. But anyway, this fence took me 2 days to complete, and it cost me around $1,200 in material. If 2 people were to do this project together, I'm pretty sure it'll all be done in 1 day. The tools that I used is nothing special. You could get just about everything completed with a post hole digger, a drill, and a saw. And after all the hard work was finished, this was the result, y'all, and I think that she's gonna love it, especially with it restoring privacy for her and her family. But be sure to like and share this post, y'all, because this Uncle John, and I just want to know who's next.
Toxic
yes, a
kitchen?
completely non-toxic life where we don't eat any sugar, gluten-free, corn-free, dairy-free, oats-free. Wow. Anything that makes you swollen, we typically stay away
What
from.
led you to this?
A health situation with one of my kids.
Okay.
And from that, we learned about how my little dude, he had a health issue and learned, we learned how to feed him, because if you think about it, and it's so crazy, like we will all put like super unleaded in our cars, but we'll put below regular in our bodies.
Yes.
Right? And you wonder why we have, so much cancer and just health issues, and people are always in pain, and learning how to eat properly, I'm no longer in pain.
Wow.
Right? Like I live a virtually pain-free life because nothing's swollen.
Wow.
Right? So
how long have you been on this journey?
We've been doing this for about 8 years now.
About 8 years. And I know your wife, she still makes desserts. Like, it's not like you're trading off things you like.
No, I have some of the best desserts ever because my wife makes it, like, we looking to make a cookbook because, like, the way she makes the cakes, if my kids go to a birthday party, right, the other kids will have whatever they're eating. My wife brings her cupcakes for the kids to eat. We had a party a little while back, and a bunch of the people at the party were like, can we have more of that cake?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I know that there's another cake, but can we have her cake?
Okay, y'all got to get a cookbook in.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, they're just so
gluten-free vegan cinnamon rolls she made?
Yes. I mean, and there's no sugar.
Those are cookies?
Right? Those are cookies. There's just she's amazing at being able to, her grandmother who's 99.
That's an apple pie. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to you. I'm looking at the food.
That's dairy-free apple pie, and so these are they're basically like, the Rice Krispie treats, right? But they're like healthy.
That's a vegan pecan pie?
Yeah, so, I mean, y'all gonna be hungry in a little bit.
Okay. All right, so for people who want to start to explore this lifestyle, by people I mean me.
Yes.
Full disclosure, I do coffee. I stand like this with the things. I do a pour. I'm like,
right. But like, so we will, instead of sugar, we'll use honey.
Okay.
Right?
I do that in my tea.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll use honey, or we'll use a coconut sugar. Right. So coconut sugar.
You can do that.
You can do that, and coconut sugar isn't refined. Right. It's not processed. Right. So it's still just naturally from a coconut. Right. So fruit is a natural sugar. Right. So if you want to add some sugar to your thing, you can just ground up some fruit, put it in there. You're going to have natural sugars. You're going to get the sweetness that you're looking for, but the healthy way, not the processed.
Toxic.
Yes, completely non-toxic.
That's the way to do it, man. That's what I'm talking about.
So apparently, the U.S. has set a new record for homeless people, with 650,000 people living on the streets. And it makes sense since inflation is so bad, forget going through the roof. It's in the clouds playing patty cake with Starlink. And it got so bad that a friend told me she had to pay $12 for 6 wings. Then the price of living is absolutely diabolical. Yeah, because I remember decent apartments that used to be $800. Those same ones are now going for double the price. Especially if you live in places like LA and New York. I know some people that's paying almost $3 to live in a shoebox. Like the same things that I was getting that was $1 2 years ago. Now I'm paying $3, $4. Seeming like every time that I blink, the price increase. And it's only a matter of time, if we keep blinking and that price keep rising, that people eventually not going to be able to afford it. Which is probably the reason that number increasing. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on what y'all think about this video in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And if you one of those people who having trouble with their bills and need some extra,
the ant contracts their abdominal muscles with such force that their bodies literally rupture. Inside, they have specialized glands filled with a toxic, sticky substance. As their bodies burst, this lethal goo is explosively sprayed onto their enemies, coating them in the sticky toxin. The explosion not only immobilizes and often kills the attacking predator, but it also kills the ant in the process. This selfless act is a last resort defense mechanism, where the ant gives up its life to protect the colony. The ant contracts the—
Come on, Dada Mama, what's wrong, baby? Hey. Dada Mama. Dada Mama, come on, baby. What's wrong, Ma? Mama. What's the matter? They done made you mad? They always making you mad. Okay, I'm gonna let you be mad.
Being alone has a power that very few people can handle. A lot of people can't handle being alone. They gotta be in the crowd. They gotta have somebody around them to give them validation to make them feel good. But if you can be alone and make yourself feel good and you at peace and you really happy, oh man, you got a power. Yeah, can't nobody manipulate you. You know how to go right back to your space and be at peace. That's for real, man, because a lot of people will try to, man, take your energy. When you get involved with the crowd, you never know who's hating on you inside that crowd. You never know who's against you. There be a lot of negative energy going your way. So if you know you're involved with a lot of people, man, take a step back from a lot of folks, man, because people can drain you. They can really drain all that good energy right up out you. Had you out here walking around like narcissists and mad at folks all the time, angry for no reason, hating on folks because your life ain't good. Now, don't fall in that trap. Let them miserable people go on about their way and enjoy your alone time. Like I say, there's a power in it. Facts. I appreciate everybody that got this far by me.
Oh my God, bro.
Amazon driver in Georgia has been fired after a video of him driving on a sidewalk was posted to TikTok. The video shows that driver steering his delivery van down a sidewalk in an Atlanta suburb. The user who recorded the video believes the driver was going 35 miles an hour.
He said I was doing 35 miles an hour. How does he know that is his eye speedometer? How does he know? That's how people will be driving and they won't mind their business. Of course, I was on the curb because we do curbside delivery. Yes, it says ETA now on the van. So we do curbside delivery. The closer I can be to the side, the closer I can be to the house, I can just pivot, do like that, and I'm at the doorstep. How do people think all their packages arrive? So I don't know.
In a statement, Amazon called the off-road act, quote, reckless and unacceptable behavior.
Well, I don't care. Who wants to even be doing delivery, even in this nonsense van that doesn't even have AC? So it's fine. They can take the job, but I'm trying my best. They say delivery. People order things and they want overnight shipping. Sometimes we have to deliver the thing on the same day. That's how I was eating lunch. On my 15-minute lunch break. We don't even get the whole 15. And I had to leave it. I ate 2 spoons of my rice. I didn't even drink water. I had to drop back in the van to go and start delivering package. And what are people buying? I don't even know. So I will drive on the curb again. That's how I meet.
Amazon driver in Georgia.
Why is he driving on the sidewalk, though? Like, I don't understand that.
Story time about my old roommate who sold his soul to the devil and told me he did. Forewarning, don't watch this video at night. It's been 10 years since I met this person and it still freaks me out to think about. But I figure with it being spooky month, October, I'll share this story. People close to me know about it, but I've never publicly put it on the internet before. That said, this experience definitely made me feel like people can and do sell their souls. And it's one of the reasons I believe in God and light work and positive things and operate from that perspective with everything that I do and talk about. Okay, so I met him, we're gonna call him Dominic for the sake of the story. I met him 10 years ago. I was at a casting call for an MTV reality show in Chicago where I was living at the time. And at this casting call, there were a ton of people. So they separated us into groups of 20 and they brought us around this big table and they were asking us individual questions about our personality, our perspectives, things like that. There was one guy sitting across from me at the table and I noticed that he was noticing me every time I talked. He would kind of nod. And then I noticed that every time he talked, I kind of felt myself agreeing with the things that he was saying. So we kind of became allies around this big group of tables. And at the end of this big group interview, the casting director called this guy, Dominic, me, and then another girl from our group into another room. And he was like, we loved your personalities. We think you guys might be a good fit for the show. We want to keep this interview going. So you're going to just have to wait here, and then we're going to do some one-on-one interviews. So it's the three of us in this room, and the guy leaves. And while we're waiting for our one-on-one interviews, Dominic and I start talking more. And I realize that we actually do have a lot in common, and we have a lot of the same stances on things, namely spirituality. And we ended up having this really deep conversation about like the nature of reality and spirituality and things like that. It was a really crazy conversation to have the first time that you meet somebody. I feel like we really just like connected on like a super deep level. Like it wasn't just like, how are you? Oh yeah, the weather, blah, blah, blah. Like it was a different kind of conversation, but it was a positive one, or so I thought. So this goes on for like an hour, and then finally they call Dominic into the room. He does his one-on-one interview. He leaves. We don't talk again that day. And we hadn't exchanged information or anything like that. So I'm just like, wow, what a crazy conversation. What a crazy first meeting of someone. And we leave. A few weeks go by, and I went to a music video shoot. It was a hip hop artist. I was there with my friend, and we were getting our makeup done when a guy walked in the room, another actor in the video. And when he walked in, I thought that he looked familiar. And then I realized it was Dominic from this other casting call. And like, I got excited to see him. Like, it wasn't like a romantic kind of interest that I had in him. Like, he was very attractive, but it was more just that connection that I felt like we had as like a friendship or whatever. But I saw him and I was like, oh my God, hey, like we met at this MTV casting interview. And he was also like immediately excited to see me. It seemed like he was like, oh my God, like I can't believe you're here. Like it seemed like fate. So as the music video shoot goes on, like he and I are just like instant besties. Like we're having these crazy conversations, like in between takes, we're out in the parking lot, like talking. And that day we did exchange information. So it was like phone numbers and emails. And he lived pretty far from me. He didn't live in the actual city. He lived like 2 hours away. So he wasn't around much, but we texted and we emailed a lot. We emailed because we were having such deep and long conversations that texting didn't really do it justice. Like we would send each other basically letters. And this texting email relationship kind of went on for like 2 years. We did hang out a couple times when he was in the city. We would get coffee, and there was nothing weird that ever happened in this time frame. I just considered him like a really good friend. Neither of us ended up getting that MTV show, but he did have some successes when it came to other acting pursuits. And I think it's interesting to note at this point that at the time, both of us were pursuing some kind of acting career path, right? I was just more doing it for fun and because I could and because it came easy. But I do think it's interesting to note that we always hear about people in Hollywood that are like selling their souls in order for fame and money and success and all those things. And I just think it's weird that like this is what we were pursuing when I met this person. Okay. So again, no red flags at this point, like just a deep friendship. 2 years after I meet him, I decided I was going to move to Nashville. I moved here with a friend of mine from Chicago. I wasn't really doing music videos or anything anymore. I actually moved here and I started working at a nonprofit doing an AmeriCorps program in environmental sustainability. And Dominic and I kept in touch when I lived here, but we didn't talk nearly as much as we used to. So the first year of me living in Nashville goes by, and my roommate who I moved here with decided that she was going to move out and get her own place. Like, fine, no big deal. So I needed to find a roommate. And I hadn't mentioned it really to anyone yet besides our immediate friend group in Nashville that I was looking. And out of the blue, about a week after she tells me that she's going to move out of our house that we were renting, I get an email from Dominic, and he was just like, hey, how are you? Like, checking in. I hope Nashville's going well. I was just letting you know I've actually been thinking about moving there. I think I'm going to. And I was like immediately excited because again, it seemed like fate. I'm just like, wow, like here's my roommate. So I fire back. I'm like, this is crazy. I think you should move. I have actually a room opening up. If you want to just like move in here, you can come check it out if you want. He's like, I mean, that would be great. Like, when do you need a roommate? I'm like, at the end of the month. And he was like, I can probably move in next month. Like, let's do it. I'm like, this is awesome. So my roommate moves out and I get the room cleaned up and Dominic moves in. And everything was fine for like maybe 3 months. He got a job right away. He was clean. He was a good roommate, like respectful. And again, this was like a completely platonic relationship. So I really enjoyed his company. Like I would come home from work and he would be home and we would just like have these sometimes really deep conversations, sometimes really light conversations, but again, pretty normal for a roommate situation. And then on month 3 of him living there, things started getting really weird, really dark, and really creepy really fast. There was one night when it was probably around this time of year, like October, and we had both worked that day. He was in the living room watching TV, and I was in the kitchen, like making something to eat, like I think like a stew or a chili or something. But I remember I had like a big stock pot on the stove. and I was like drinking wine, just kind of like in my element. And I felt like somebody, you know, watching me. So I turn around and Dominic is standing in the doorway of the kitchen. And I was just like, oh, hey, you know, this food will be ready like soon, like you can have some. And he just looks me dead in the eye and he goes, I sold my soul to the devil. And I kind of like laughed because I like, that's what an out of pocket thing for somebody to say, right? So I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I sold my soul to the devil. I'm not joking. And like, it really just creeped me out. It rubbed me the wrong way. I like felt myself get chills. I felt my like hands tighten around the pot I was holding. But obviously, like, what would you say in that situation? Like somebody that you've known for a few years tells you this. Like, so I just thought it was a joke. And I was like, well, what'd you get? Like eternal youth, love, success, like what? And he does not smile at all. Like he's still just like staring a hole through me. He was like, no, none of that, something better. But I can't tell you what it is because it negates the terms of the deal. But it was worth it at the time. And I was like, okay, Dominic, like, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I just thought you should know since we're like living together, the devil never just wants one soul. And he literally does this creepy smile, like it's burned into my memory. Like, I wish I could unremember this. Right. He smiles this weird, creepy, toothy smile. And then he just turns around and goes in the living room and like resumes watching TV. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I like stop what I'm doing and I start texting my friend. I'm like, hey, I want to get out of my house. Like, can you meet me? And she's like, yeah, let's just go to like this place down the street. Like, I'll meet you. I'm like, cool. I have this wild thing to tell you. And she had met Dominic. So like she knew that he was like kind of like eclectic, but like I was just like, I need somebody else's opinion on this. So I go to meet her. We stay out for a few hours. It was mostly just because I didn't want to be around him. Like I didn't know what to say after somebody tells you this, you know? And when I came home that night, he was like asleep in his room, like everything was fine. So I just like went to bed, just pretended like it was a joke, ignored it. That's what my friend had convinced me, basically, that he was just playing like a weird joke. So I was like, okay. So I go to sleep. The next day happens, nothing weird. He doesn't acknowledge it. I don't acknowledge it. Like everything's seemingly normal. And then the scratching started. So about a week later, I was laying in my bed. I have a cat. It was dark, okay? The cat is in bed with me. And I hear this like scratching, like on the walls, like, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's what it sounded like. It sounded like there was an animal in the walls. We were renting an older house, so it wasn't that weird for me to think like a raccoon got in the attic or like there were maybe mice or something. Like, I don't know. So my cat noticed it too, and he was like staring dead at my closet. So I get up out of bed, I turn on the light, like I go to my closet and I'm listening, and I hear the scratching again. I look in my closet, can't figure it out, but I notice it's coming from like the back corner, like the back wall of the closet, which the other side of that was the living room. So I just like bang on the wall and the scratching stops. And I go back and I lay down and then it starts again. And so I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't really that freaked out. Again, I thought it was an animal. So I get up out of bed, I turn on the lights again, and I go out into the living room and it's dark, but I see a figure crouched down against the living room wall, like by the bottom of the wall. And I realize it's Dominic, and he's crouched down and he's scratching the wall outside of my closet. So I'm like annoyed at this point. Like I flip on the lights. I'm like, what are you doing? And he like does this weird, creepy smile again. And he's like, I just wanted to prepare you because sometimes he likes to check in. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, this time it was me, but next time it might not be. So just like be prepared. And then he goes, okay, good night. And he walks back into his room and closes the door. I'm gonna have to make part 2. I'm so sorry, but I promise you the story gets even effing creepier.
Get out of here. This story is fake. It sounds scary though. I'm not gonna lie. Now, you know somebody for that long, they just out of nowhere, they just say that to you. That's crazy.
Kind of early, ain't it, Buff? I'm 8 years sober, ma'am. I try to help people struggling with it. Dee, are you struggling? I'm just worried about you. Are you okay? Yeah. You sure you want to go through with that, ma'am, this early? Okay. Wow. Well, at least let me buy the booze for you. Can I get it for you? You sure? I normally don't buy booze for people, but I will do it. I'll get the cigarettes for you, too. Lottery, too? Smokes, lottery, and alcohol? My goodness, ma'am. I'm not judging you, but I am kind of concerned. Now that you're my friend and all.
Actually, I don't drink this.
Mm-hmm. I used to say that, too, when I was struggling with it. Yeah, I didn't want nobody to know me, Ma. I got a program, though. I run a program, a 6-week boot camp, Bob.
I could get you off all 3 of the vices.
Trust me, I don't.
And I ain't judging. Just want to see you do good in life, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a millionaire. And it's because I got clean. It's because I'm sober. 9 years in December. Let me go ahead and purchase those toxins for you. Here, let me get that. We're going to put this on my card, Jalen, okay? Yeah, I'm going to purchase it for her.
No.
Yeah, because I know when I was doing those things, I kind of was struggling with it financially, so I want to help you. You mind? I don't want to invade your space. Can I do this for you?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. You got to give me a hug, though, when I'm done. Is that a deal?
Okay.
Okay. You got a fist bump on it. All right. Don't look at the password.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not accusing you of doing things like that, but I don't know you that well.
Is he really 9 years sober though? That's dope when he is.
All right.
He is.
That was very nice.
You're welcome. I gotta get my hug though. You didn't give me my hug.
That's right.
Yeah. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you. You love me?
I love you.
If I'm being honest, Mimo, I'm probably in love with you. Tell you the truth.
Oh my God.
Did you get a lottery ticket?
Oh, you know what I forgot? I need a bag of ice, small ice.
Oh, well, I guess I'm coming back.
No, I got this.
No, I'm doing the ice too.
No, I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You got extra $1? You got extra $1?
Do I got an extra $1?
Yeah. Got $1.
I don't have an extra $1. I got 75 cents.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm kind of hurting now after I did all that.
I do have one.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. That was just a test. See if you'd give like I gave. You have a good day, all right? Love you. Kind of early, ain't it, Buff?
They be going out early getting their stuff. You know what I'm saying? They about to party. But with all that being said, man, like I always say, I'm saying peace, abundance, prosperity, a good, healthy way. And make sure you take care of yourself. All right. Until next time, see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
I might lean, I might fall, I might save, I might spend, I might ball. Shit, I might call, I might not, I might ghost till tomorrow. First to admit, I feel good, but I'm flawed. Work on yourself, keep your family involved. Check on your health, never stress about the loss. If you move with respect, you'll attract what you want, that's a fact.